welcome to day 2 of the Mechabellum Mini Masters. Arptorious versus Blood. Winner is through to day 3 and the winner's semifinal. The loser will be down into it's a double elimination format, right? So the loser is into the loser's bracket, which is stacked at the moment. Rage and Jim G and Dachshund awaiting. The losers are players today. Near side in blue, Arptorious is a missile specialist with Sledgehammer and Void Eye. Blood on the far side in red, speed specialist with Sabretooth and Fang, adding a hound to the board. I am Amarok81. With me in the booth, Odds01. Good evening, everybody.
Good evening. So excited to be here. I think right off the bat, we have a little bit of an interesting pack choice here for Blood. Typically when you go Sabres, you do want to have the crawlers, but we have Fangs chosen instead, and then going for the hounds. Hound, Saber, very strong comp, and we do have speed spec here. Sometimes we do see carry Fang in this kind of case, but looks like, yeah, Blood I think is still trying to play that aggro with crawlers that you typically would, but instead in this first round getting a bit of safety Fangs. We see one on the left tower there, one protecting the rear flank behind the main central units there on the right, and then maybe perhaps next round we're going to see some chaff built out and whatnot. Meanwhile, Arptorious on the other side has a fantastic pack. The Sledgehammer Void Eye is incredibly strong and very, very strong against the Sabres, very strong against the Hounds too. Oh, I like this Void Eye actually coming into the middle here. It's going to start to drag those units over into the middle and actually protect that right tower.
Round gets underway. We'll see who's better positioned, whether these Fangs can buy some time for Blood's defenses. He's got the speed specialist Saber moving in on tower at 11 meters per second. One shot takes the tower down. That means the whole rest of this fight is happening for 9 seconds of debuff.
Yeah, but that other tower going down now. And sometimes it's better to have the second tower in the round. But there might just be a bit too much HP on these Sabres.
Sabres chunking down the Void Eyes. Blood wins round 1. Arptorious will be on 4,400 hit points. Blood's at 5,000. We go to round 2. Reinforcements are our unit pack. We only get one unit pack between rounds 2, 3, or 4. Choice between Stormcaller, 2 level 1 marksmen, a level 1 Mustang, or a level 3 Arclight. Arptorious will take the marksman. What do you like for Blood?
Yeah, I think this pack favors Arptorious a bit more. As Blood, maybe the hard to say. Maybe the Mustang, maybe the marksman. Yeah, double marksman here. Okay, so that's just gonna help with the air a bit, I guess. Maybe I understand this a bit better now. I think the Fangs are already helping for the air, so you don't really need that Mustang right away. Even though Mustang is pretty good against Void Eye, but marksman can do the job too. I'm interested to see the text here. Looks like we do have aerial, we got double shot, we got elite, and obviously range on those marksmen. Do we have shield on Void Eye? We do. So we may end up seeing some kind of double shot versus energy shield interaction here, maybe in a later game. There's a possibility. Looks like this is actually really cheeky. Arptorious going for a Wraith immediately on round 2.
That actually makes the pickup of the marksman look preternaturally good for Blood. He's got the natural answer. He's got aerial specialization on the bar for the marksman. Obviously, they won't be perfect yet, but they are set up very, very nicely for dealing with Wraith in the long term. Both players, missile strike, well, the double missile strike coming in from Arptorious as the missile specialist. You tend to see that played separately on round 3 and round 4 to give yourself a minor advantage on both rounds. It's going to really hurt if he played both of them this round and loses the round. And since the marksmen have the locks needed, that is exactly what happens. The Wraith couldn't get through the level 2 tower on the left-hand side. Blood will be on 5,000 hit points, Arptorious at 3,740. And we get our next pack of cards.
Yeah, it was a really good play from Blood, actually. Level tower, guys, that saves games. Always level your tower. One thing about Arptorious here is we have a little bit of a doubling up. The Void Eye and Marksman are kind of doing a similar job, especially if the Void Eye ever clicks aerial mode, then it can do the aerial stuff as well. So yeah, just Blood has a bit of a better composition right now, so we'll have to see what happens. And we see the improved firepower pickup for that Wraith, so we still don't see a commitment to Wraith. Like, we'll have to see what happens. There's always a possibility that Arptorious will sell out of the Wraith. It could only cost $50, so you can always sell it if, for example, Blood prematurely upgrades a marksman to get aerial mode. Then there's almost basically no cost to it, right?
Blood took the underground threat, has that played behind Arptorious' tower. Arptorious is leveling one tower himself, but hasn't actually played around the spell. After he spent that much time on the spell screen, I would have kind of expected him to be playing around the spell. He does have 150 left, no deployments, and he's done an extra deploy already, so looks like he'll just take the extra attack from tower.
Extra attack or extra defense, either one would be decent here. I would think actually defense would be great to help against the hounds, because it forces an extra breakpoint on the hounds. Oh wow, this underground threat is doing amazing. Both towers going down now. There's a lock on that Wraith. The tower does go down, but might be too little too late.
That'll be exactly how Blood drew that underground threat up in his head. I imagine he was pretty surprised to see it not defended against. Arptorious nipped under 3,000 hit points. Blood's at 5,000. We go to round 4. Of course, we can't have a unit reinforcement pack until round 5. So we get another pack of items. Electromagnetic shot taken for Arptorious, trying to slow down the push on the right side, especially now that he knows that Blood has a tech over there. But he can just also apply some slow. Blood took the amplifying core to put it on the level 2 saber, and Arptorious will commit to the Wraiths with range and another Wraith.
Yeah, so now we're seeing that commitment like I was mentioning. So yeah, it kind of feels a bit bad too, because this Wraith isn't even halfway through level 1. It's just getting stuck on stuff like the tower that doesn't actually die, doesn't really give experience. Going for that other Wraith, clicking range, and I am honestly thinking that I'm favoring Blood a bit here. I know the HP is obviously better for Blood, but level 2 marksman already to deal with level 1 Wraith that feels good to me. Knowing that they're already having clicked range, you can also safely click on aerial and know that economy wise, aerial is cheaper than range. It's 250, right? Range is 300, so you end up having a bit of a better trade there.
Long term, the Wraith can come good if Blood lets this game go too long. You can build out enough chaff to protect them from the aerial mode marksman, but for right now, it looks like it favors Blood, in my thinking, as well as in odds. The Wraith again punching through to that tower. It is... Man, the Sabres just get in on this right side tower. Even though it's level 2, they get in so quickly. And that level 2 tower chews up so much time for the Wraith on that side. Another round to Blood. He's whittling Arptorious down. 600 points this time. It puts Arptorious at 2418.
Yeah, these Sabres are just kind of unstoppable right now. There's too much HP to deal with. They can't be... I mean, you saw like EMP was chosen that round to try to slow them down. Doesn't really do a thing, to be honest. They managed to get that tower. They just do too much damage to a level 2 tower. And then the debuff slows everything down for Arptorious. Can't get Blood's tower killed in time. We do see another unit drop here. Sandworm chosen for Blood rather quickly. And we do have, what was that, Rhino for Arptorious? Okay.
Pair of rhinos coming after that, what is now a level 3 tower on the left side.
I like that quite a lot, actually. Really, you just need to dodge those saber teeth, and he's got them positioned on the left side. It adds some HP, some beef to his army. Maybe it can tie up the marksman, right? They'll be stuck shooting these rhinos, and keep the wraiths safe, theoretically. We also do see some oil coming down, and of course that fire badger going to ignite should do pretty well in slowing down the right side. And yeah, clicking aerial spec on that marksman now. And more wraiths. Okay, so this round is going to be all about positioning and timing here. It could go very well for either player depending on how these units interact and which they're locking onto.
Blood has a shield up protecting one of the marksmen. Of course, the marksmen have 3,000 hit points, so they would have survived a single shot from this one. Arptorious choosing to target things behind towers. We know that Rhino is very strong into a worm. It takes a level 2 Rhino to beat a worm head-to-head, but it tanks it just long enough. Now it's punching through on that left side, and for the first time, Arptorious is going to win a round. It's going to be a pretty big round win as well. And has that been enough to get the levels into the wraiths that he needed? He's dropped blood down from 5,000 to 4,100, doing about 900 hit points of damage there, and still has not leveled the wraiths.
Ooh, Javelin, very quick pick there. But yeah, that was a great round for Arptorious. The Rhinos ended up working out really well. They were punching that sandworm. There's actually one that kind of went off and started punching the level 2 amp core Sabertooth as well, which is kind of funny. And ooh, Steel Ball too. Steel Ball would be great into the Sabers and Sandworm. Actually, even the Marksman is like not too bad either. I think that's a pretty good pick. So
Steel Ball is a classic pick to go with Wraith, by the way. It just jumps out so far in front. The ranges just work out beautifully, so it always takes the marksman's shots.
Absolutely. We're actually seeing kind of an interesting development here where Arptorious now is being the aggressor and trying to close down that tower more quickly. The Steel Ball is also going to do really well against that level 3 tower. Now that has level 3, the lock-on with the laser just slowly builds up more and more damage, so tower levels don't really matter that much. Beautiful beacon here, actually. But we do have a huge jab coming down, which is going to do amazing. Kill this Rhino and Wraith, possibly. And maybe even that Steel Ball.
I think the Rhino clears it at... it's going to have moved about 100 meters before that jab
we do
comes
have
down.
temp speed.
Yeah, I think it hits everything else, though.
Oh!
I am wrong.
Temp speed didn't even matter. The Rhino on the right was also slowed down by a missile, but the Steel Balls lock out on the tower. Are they going to die in time? Yes, they do. And now the tower goes down, and Blood taking huge, or giving huge damage here to Arptorious. Down against the ropes now. That Javelin.
He's down to 434 hit points. The Javelin came in huge. Now there's an incendiary. I mean, Blood just windmilled that super quick to put it in front. I always love an interference module on a Wraith because it is so... Wraith is so dependent on its techs, but not needed, I think, for Arptorious. He will also take the incendiary. What do you see? What could Arptorious do to turn this around in your mind, Odds?
He needs to probably get a bit of creative beacon here. You know, with the fire, even Mechabellum isn't going to help. Wasps could be... I think Wasp could be the out here, but we do see Wraiths picked for Blood. So that's already preparing to counter the potential for a Wasp. Wasp would do well, right, to tank the Marksman and also to not get burned up. So really good read here from Blood, but it's not even going to be... Oh, okay. 8 gun with Wraith. That could work too. It's going to increase the damage of that Wraith. But man, it feels bad. Look, this Wraith has still not gotten a level. It's level 1 with improved firepower. It's now round 7. Hasn't gotten any levels. Blood's done so well at turning off the experience for Arptorious. Very difficult.
How has this Wraith... This Wraith came in on round 2, has an item, and still hasn't gotten to level 2. That is magnificent defense for Blood in terms of preventing the level. I think that is what makes or breaks this game. Of course, he's done very well at positioning so that everything got stuck in the fire. Ugh. As long as Blood can take out the Wraiths, that is game 1 of our best of 3. Blood ahead 1-0. Arptorious will need the reverse sweep to turn this around.
Yeah, it's a pretty tough position to be put in. Blood did really well reading that game, and the lot of like the flank here on the back left, as well as like the using the underground crawlers and whatnot to try and just keep putting pressure on the towers, forcing towers to be leveled to 3 on the right side too. Both towers leveled, and then but the tower levels don't matter so much with these heavy duty sabers coming in. Blood was just reading Arptorious like a book this game.
It was really well played. You said you wanted to see some creative aggro from Blood. Did this suit, or was this just well played standard aggro? If that makes sense.
So it started interesting, right? We had the fangs, so I was interested to see where that was going to go, and it ended up working out really well. So it's like kind of like an aggro, but like done safe. So always making sure that his towers were defended and having safety against air and whatnot. You know, choosing the marksman that turn 2 was also probably the game-winning pick, to be honest.
We'll say Arptorious stopped by to say, yeah, I don't know, I'm just playing stupid. Started in a crossfire against speed spec, so, you know, it happens. We'll set up game number 2 here. You have the players on opposite sides there, you guys. Yep.
Oh, they're too quick. So we're already up and we're getting into the game. Usually I like to try to turn off the chat before, so I'll have to do that very quickly when the game starts. Hey, JD Howard, how's it going? Yes, we have the odds face reveal here. I don't put my camera on during the game because we want to feature the players, but in between games, I do have the camera here. Amarok and I casting together. No camera for Amarok, but we do have his beautiful wolf portrait there.
I do actually have received a camera. I just haven't got it all set up yet. So,
hey, maybe for the finals you can have a face reveal.
I have face revealed previously for tournament, yeah. So a couple of people at least know what I look like.
No pressure.
No pressure. Blood ahead 1-0 as we go to the second game of this best of 3. Winner will be through to the winners semifinals on day 3. Win this game and Blood doesn't have to have any more stress today. Arptorious, of course, needs a reverse sweep to get through to day 3 this way, or it has to do it the hard way, falling down to face Odyssey in the first of the losers quarterfinals, then facing the winner of Dachshund against the opposite side, the L7, in what would be the losers semifinals. So lose this one, and Arptorious would have to win 4 to make it through to day 3.
And I'll tell you what,
those are the stakes.
Neither of these players want to face Odyssey right now.
Fair enough.
We got about 15 seconds, and then we'll be taking the castaway. Do you mind just waiting another extra second so the game starts before you bring them in?
Sure thing.
Thanks.
Welcome to game 2 of our best of 3 here. Winner is through to day 3 and the winner's bracket semifinal. Loser is down into a stacked losers bracket down there. Arptorious near side blue, Blood on the far side red. Blood has taken a training specialist with Arclight and Steel Ball. He's already ahead 1-0. Arptorious, taking his time thinking, takes the marksman specialist with Saber and Arclight. With me in the booth, of course, odds at 1.
Yeah, interesting choices of packs here. I was actually really liking the quick supply pack. I think it was, well, now I can't remember, but it was at Balls Hounds or something like that in quick supply. Seems quite good. But we do see, yeah, Blood has the balls this time. Arptorious taking the Saber. And we're actually going to get a headbutt right away. And we also have the, Arclight for both sides. In a headbutt like this, I would expect to see Wraiths again, potentially. If not Wraiths, then maybe Fire Badgers, but most likely Wraiths. And if we're going to Wraiths, I would favor Blood's position because he's already got the steel balls. And as we mentioned last game, steel ball wraith, very solid comp. Blood already leveling up that arclight with the training spec doesn't quite favor like the wraith play, because the arclights could potentially be sold. However, he might get his money back later anyway.
We have a couple of thank yous to shout out. Diagroth with a gift sub to Apuchi, Toast with a gift sub to Uncle Lazy. Thank you guys so much for the support. Really appreciate you folks. Round action underway. The Chaff War goes to Blood. The Steel Balls get the locks they need on those sabers, bringing them down. And that means round 1 goes to Blood. He started again with 5,000 hit points, just as he did in the first game. He wins game 1. Wins round 1 just as he did in game 1. It drops Arptorious to 3,600. We get our unit reinforcements.
Nice Fang. Okay, so this I actually really like from Arptorious, and yeah, we do see the race right away, like I was mentioning. But Arptorious in this position, being marksman spec, is quite good, right? This level 3 marksman would be very good if Blood decides to go for Wraith. Blood does pick up the Phoenix, though, which is an interesting choice into a knowing marksman. However, like if there's enough stuff on the ground, obviously that marksman can be distracted, and the Phoenix does do anti-air, so it can help against the potential of a Wraith. So yeah, the timing here is going to be important. Sorry to cut you off there. I think it's going to come down to how well the Wraith is going to do clearing the crawlers in front. And hopefully like the Saber and the Marksman can start one-shotting those arc lights and steel balls and have enough on the ground to then carry through onto the Phoenix.
I was going to say, I think the Phoenix was a read not on the Marksman, not even concerned about the Marksman, thinking, I won the Chaff War, I need to be able to take down the Wraith. Blood also picking up a second Phoenix and trying to sneakily get that right side tower, but Arptorious has covered that off with a Fang. It doesn't go down that easily. On the left side, the Phoenix do get the lock that I was thinking it was purchased for, against the lock on the Wraith. At least for now, the Wraith doesn't have range or 8 guns, so it is a bit vulnerable.
Ooh, that level 2 Arclight actually played a role here, surviving the shot from that Saber.
That will be a second round taken for Blood. 500 more hit points off the board for Arptorious. He's down to 3,100. Led at 5,000. Get ourselves to round 3. Blood takes a deployment module.
Beautiful.
So does Arptorious. They took it so quickly. I kind of missed the options, but that's going to let Blood turn this misplaced, if you will, or countered Phoenix out on the right-hand side. Let's turn that into a jump drive Phoenix, even though he doesn't run jump drive on the board. And he'll bring it to the middle where he can come after the middle tower.
Yeah, I love this.
Yeah, it's a really nice play.
No, go back. It's so good. Don't doubt yourself,
Fair.
Blood.
Arptorious took a second Wraith. He's just trusting his board, trusting his build, going to get into the Wraith, Saber, and Marksman eventually.
Now, one thing I'll note, so last turn there was actually a missile from Blood to kill that crawler all the way on the left side. And the placement of this Wraith now from Arptorious is actually going to potentially block that missile or something. Or did it hit that Saber? It hit something on the left here and it did significant damage. So yeah, here comes that missile again. So sometimes a missile in these headbutt situations, it's $50, and sometimes, you know, you're like, I don't know, I don't want to waste that money. But in the headbutt, it can do a lot in clearing that chaff, making sure you get good locks, and therefore you can get levels early. And levels are king in the headbutt here. If you can out-level the opponent's Wraiths, we do see Wraith now pick up for Blood, having to match that chaff clear because there's no other way. Eventually, Wraiths will outscale everything unless they can have sufficient, unless you can match their chaff clear.
So one new Wraith for Blood. He's got the Phoenix positioned perfectly to take down the 3 Wraiths from Arptorious. He's going to win round 3 again. So putting the early pressure on, doing another 500 or so. has Arptorious down to 2,600. Blood will be at 5,000 as we go to round 4.
Yeah, so this looks a bit bad for Arptorious, but I think his comp scale's a bit better right now. He's just got some extra wraiths. If we see text for those wraiths now, could be good. Oh, but level 2 balls is quite good. And actually, yeah, Blood has training spec, so that's actually going to go a long way too, and helping out in this head. But having a level 2 wraith is much better than having 2 level 1 wraiths, in my opinion. But the range will help, and the elite, or sorry, not elite, the anti-air marksman is gonna be good here too. It's gonna be, yeah, it's gonna help to clear that wraith. Blood will have to make a difficult choice after this of whether or not to continue down the wraith, or sell out of it and try something else like a badger or something for chaff clear. Yeah, it's tough. The thing is, Arptorious, the better comp is because of the aerial spec on the marksman, and Blood right now is relying on Phoenix to deal damage to those wraiths, and the Phoenix do not have AA specialty, right? They get distracted by a lot more things.
He has, however, done a really nifty play with the jump drive Phoenix to take out that furthest left wraith right off the rip. Level 2 wraith did get insta-locked by the level 1 marksman, but it tanked that for a long time. However, ranged wraith gets it done for Arptorious. He salvages round 4, takes off 1,100 hit points off of Blood. Blood will be down just under 3,900 to 2,600. We go to round 5, immediate unit reinforcement. Hound, Rhino, Typhoon, and Wasp all available.
And here's the divergence. Yeah, we have Rhino and Typhoon. So, yeah. The Wraith for Arptorious were obviously doing quite well. The Saber does get a level, and that's going to help at helping deal the actual DPS on the ground units. So that'll help with the Rhino, but there's a lot of high HP units on the ground now. We have the Rhino, we do have the level 2 steel balls, we have another pack of steel balls. That's a lot of shots for 2 saber teeth to do. And meanwhile, clicking those Typhoons, they are on the right side, but the Typhoons are not going to do a whole lot of anything against the steel balls or those Rhinos. So I'm not entirely convinced by this Typhoon choice, especially because like Typhoons has chaff clear, like you've already got the race that you've committed into for the chaff clear. But we'll see what happens here. We do have Run gonna hopefully get down that tower, but this level 2 tower is probably never gonna get there in time. Round starts.
Blood has also taken range on the wraiths. That keeps them back and safe from the insta-lock from the marksman. He's already cleared out one wraith. Has locks on the second one, clears that out. A Typhoon will get through to that right side tower, which is level 2. By the time it has finished... will it finish?
No.
It will not finish. Blood at 3,900, Arptorious down to 1,600. What do you do to turn this around for Arptorious? Odds? Is there anything he can do?
Yeah, there's absolutely plays to be made. Yeah, here, out-teching. So in Headbutt, you want to either have more units, have higher levels, or have better tech. And now we're seeing Wraith with 8 gun for Arptorious. This could be the avenue of having to, finding the way to navigate this. I actually see double shot on Saber, which I'm not sure about.
That's because they weren't shotting the Rhinos, right? Even the level 2s were coming out just short. So he wants to make sure that if he gets a lock on the Rhino, it goes down in a single volley, if you will.
Yeah.
Blood has taken mechanical division on the steel balls, so I worry that that's gonna be a big problem for Arptorious.
Yeah, this is what I was worried about. If he sells out of the Rhinos, like this double shot is only for the Rhinos. They can already one-shot the steel ball. I'm not entirely convinced of the double shot. I think maybe secondary armament would have been quite good since there's extra targets, but we'll see how this works. It will scale better, maybe, and if there's other high health units being thrown down. It also will help if the Rhino were to click armor. Does not, but Yeah, that Rhino dies immediately. So, okay, I see.
We'll say though that you're not wrong. Secondary armament would have changed that break point if either of the secondary guns targeted the Rhino as well. I think that is probably a better long-term choice in this matched situation. Arptorious, however, does win the round, and that is halves Blood's hit points from 3,900 down to 2,280. It's close. We go to round 7. Heavy armor for Blood. Armor for Arptorious. Well, you've got some tanky units. Heavy armor, always good on a Wraith. Could also have been halfway decent on a Saber. It's going on a Steel Ball for Blood.
Yeah, so now Blood responding to 8-gun with another 8-gun. You got the 8-gun off. It's such a strong tech in these matchups. Like, it clears all the ground crawlers and stuff so quickly. And then if the Steel Balls pop, it also kills the Mechabellum crawlers that pop out of there right away too. Interestingly, this Typhoon on the right, oh, it does get sold. I was gonna say, like, it's actually like kind of doing okay, clearing those extra crawlers. Blood is going to protect that level 1 Steel Ball. Last turn it got popped by that missile, so he's going to protect it now with that crawler.
One of the reasons 8-gun is such an effective tech for the Wraith, if you're relatively new to the game, learning the game, is that each gun on the Wraith targets individually. So this Wraith is, at the very start of the round, it's going to pick 8 individual crawlers to target. So you might think, oh yeah, it has an 8-meter splash, but each of those shots has an 8-meter splash. It is going to splash almost the entire pack of crawlers. A couple of these in the back corner will survive that first volley. And that continues all the way through the match, as long as there are multiple units in the round. It targets multiple times. Lots of missiles on the front line. We're clearing all the chaff.
Yeah, it's not wrong. It's definitely a good play to put missiles down in the headbutt. Now, right, those marksmen get locks very quickly. And all of these Wraiths are staying alive. Oh, just even though one on the left stays alive, it's going to be tons of damage here.
It's a lot of damage from Arptorious. Blood from 2,300 going to be dropped down to 1,164. He can't afford another round like that. Arptorious at 1,600. We go to round 8, and we get a third unit reinforcement. Did we get unit reinforcements on round 2, 5, and 8? That's about as quick as it's possible to get.
Yeah.
Blood takes the Phantom Rays.
Blood is always, excuse me, sorry. Blood is always very quick in choosing the unit drops or even anything. A very fast player. I just want to point that out.
Okay. Now the question is, what do you do to turn this around as Blood? Put the Phantom Rays up front to tank the early aerial specializations, I think.
Yeah. Does he get maybe Energy Shield? He doesn't have Energy Shield. Energy Shield could have been quite good here, maybe. The only out.
Do you have Wasps? Adds shields to the Wasps. Of course, those are going to get chewed up by the Wraith for the same reason that the Wraiths are very good against the Crawlers. Arptorious adding a 5th Wraith out on the right side now. 6th Wraith. Sorry, my bad, Arptorious. I didn't mean to criticize.
Yeah, so here we have Arptorious now going wide on the board. It's going to help protect the right side in case there's any shenanigans from Blood trying to pop a tower. And it's also, it's going to cause a better service area. So Arptorious should be able to kind of wrap around a little bit. And we see 2 very good techs here chosen. Degen Beam and, oh no, Crawlers got reverted. Crawler was potentially to help against this Crawler pack. We do see a missile coming down in the back, which should help clear that underground. Oh, actually, it was defensive underground. Anyway. This Degen is looking pretty good, slowing everything down. Those balls are not able to get their targets. Chaff is cleared. Marksmen find great locks on those remaining Wraiths, and there's only a handful of units left here. Just one shot, popping those Phoenix as well, and there's so much damage on the board. Arptorious is going to strike back and take game number 2.
Well, that evens our series up at 1 game apiece. Degen on the Wraith, such a good choice for busting through this headbutt. And as you said at the very start of this one, the way that you win a mirror is either having levels or techs, And throughout this game, Arptorious had a numeric advantage and a tack advantage. He was in range before Blood was. He was in 8-gun before Blood was. He was in degen a turn before Blood could get there. And that made all the difference. Those 3 rounds where he has big advantage, enough to take Blood down from, almost. I think he only lost four rounds out of the 8, but takes all of his hit points in those 4 rounds. Before we let the players start, can we run our ads, please?
Yep, I'll delay. So we'll take a minute here.
All right, we can run. Yeah, there we go. All right. So, tied up 1 game apiece.
Yeah. That was looking much cleaner for Arptorious. The main difference there that we saw was Arptorious was able to get, like you said, those techs early, and therefore finally getting the levels on those wraiths. And it's quite difficult into training spec in a headbutt, where the training spec can just manually upgrade the wraiths, so if they ever fall behind, for example, they can manage to keep up, or use it to get ahead. So, very well done for Arptorious, finding a way to get those levels and then eventually get the game.
That was definitely a match he needed, being down 1-0. Much better to get through the top half of this bracket than the bottom half. Fewer matches gets you all the way to day 3 or all the way to the final. No result yet from the other side of the board, where Red Scare of 94 is facing Egophobic. Made it through to day 3. And waiting the loser of this one is Odds Brother Odyssey.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, Odyssey waiting patiently, probably in chat.
Maybe so.
Trying to get some last minute spectating in and trying to figure out the opponents.
So far, it has been all Wraith all day long.
Yeah.
Momoro1 just redeemed posture check.
Okay, posture check. Thank you. Sorry, I have a posture check. Yeah, on Twitch. It's just like sometimes I'm hunched over like a goblin, and so it's. Thank you. I appreciate the the help. I also have a hydration one. Always hydrate. It's good for you.
I have been hydrating during this match, during this best of 3. Poured myself water right at the start of it, but I will need to take a break between matches.
Well, yeah, Odyssey isn't chat. He just dropped the corgi with sunglasses emote.
Who, me? Love it.
Yeah, people in chat still debating about the double shot versus side gun. I think it's interesting, and maybe we could ask Arptorious later why choose double shot over a side gun there. So I'd be curious. There might be someone was mentioning maybe that if it double shotted a ball, that it might kill the crawlers as well, but the AoE might be too small. I don't know the intricacies there, so I'd be interested to hear. We got about 20 seconds till the game starts. Just so you know. Poochie says it's actually looking really good in testing. That's very interesting.
Because of the double shot against the created crawlers. That's pretty interesting. We have a winner-take-all final in this one. Winner is through to day 3. Loser goes down where 2 more matches await in the loser's bracket before they could advance to day 3. So if you want to be done with your day, win this 1 game. Arptorious, near side in blue, won game 2, has taken a speed specialist with Sabretooth and Hound. Blood, far side in red, won game 1. He's a giant specialist with the very, very meta Fire Badger and Void Eye. with me in the booth, Odds01. What do you expect to see here? Is it more Wraith off, or is it going to be completely different?
Yeah, I don't think we're gonna see Wraith this game. Blood as Giant Spec is probably gonna go into Raiden or something like that. Maybe not Raiden, I'm not sure. But some giant unit, right? Which can complement the Void Eye and Fire Badger. Void Eye, Fire Badger, super duper strong right now. Fire Badger does have Scorching Charge, which is very good at just leaving a whole bunch of garbage fire on the ground. However, I'm looking at this bar. I see Scorching Fire, which I'm not sold on. I think this got nerfed kind of too hard, and I would have liked to see Napalm instead. Also, just to add, fire to the ground. As text here on Arptorious, we do have armor and we do have fire extinguisher on the hounds. So I don't know, it's kind of even. I might say the hounds are a bit favored, but it's tough to say because sometimes these Void Eyes just get carried away. In first couple rounds don't matter so much. You just kind of want to deny experience on the Void Eye, but they've all got half level or so. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting.
Of course, part of what Odds is talking about there, if you are not paying super close attention to the game, between day 1 and day 2 of this tournament, we had patch 1.8.2.2, which dropped the attack of the Void Eyes by about 3% and the attack of the Fire Badger by about 4%. Also changed the cost in hit points of equipping Napalm on a Fire Badger. So the Fire Badger Void Eye comp that we saw Egophobic run on day 1 was adjudged to be a little bit too strong. It was nerfed. With those 2 slight changes, Egophobic says, yeah, it hasn't mattered much. I am still getting lots of wins with it.
Yeah. Interesting. We have just like more and more chaff coming down for blood, which is, I'm going to say, awkward if we're going to keep the Fire Badgers and maybe use Scorching Charge, because you might end up lighting up all your own stuff. I think in this case, usually you see just like, I don't know, more Void Eyes or like whatever, or air units thrown down. So I'm not sure where this is going. We'll have to stay tuned for that. And then we do see Arptorious picking up a marksman, expecting maybe a possibility of a Wraith, and trying to cover their bases there.
Neither player took the Wraith, both of them primarily building out the chaff on round 2. I suspect that favors blood for much the same reasons that round 1 did. We shall see.
Sabres are doing really well picking up these Fire Badgers now, but yeah, we just don't have enough chaff clear yet for Arptorious, so we're gonna have to wait and see what his choice is there for that. If we're gonna go more in hounds or, Wraith or Fire Badgers himself or something else. But there's going to need to be something there. Until then, Blood's just going to keep winning these turns. It looks like he got levels on all of those Void Eyes. Feels bad, man. Wraith pickup and very quick item on that as well. We do see that Absorption Module. Great item on the Wraith.
Absorption Module is ridiculously strong on a Wraith, and they've both windmilled it so quickly. I saw the Absorption Module icon show up before the game even showed me the choices screen. And both players have taken a Wraith. Both players have put the Absorption Module on the Wraith. One shared brain cell, that or Wraith, especially with an Absorption Module, is just that strong in a headbutt. It is the go-to unit when you're in this kind of close range and just need the best chaff clear in the game.
Yeah, although, yeah, I mean, we still have the Fire Badgers too, so Blood is going to have much better clear in general, and it also has better single target damage in those Void Eyes. Blood's board is looking pretty scary.
We're going to wind up with two Wraiths that can't kill each other. Oh, actually, it's going to go down to the tower take from the Saber, and that Marksman from round 2 gets the job done for Arptorious. Drops Blood down to 4,000 hit points, 3,700 to 4,000 so far. Nothing between these two in our best of 3 finale. Now there is something between the two. Arptorious took the efficient light manufacturing. Blood took the item for the Wraiths. The improved firepower control system buys a second Wraith, gives the Wraiths range. Of course, Blood is a giant specialist, so he did not want the efficient light. That'll give a long-term advantage to Arptorious if he can just keep this game going, have the econ. But Blood getting the short-term advantage with the item and the range on the Wraiths already.
Yeah, so I'm a bit surprised how that last round turned out. And okay, so the unit drop, or sorry, the drop here, round 4, literally any of these could be picked. Even Advanced Shield can go really well for Arptorious to block, you know, the Wraiths and the Fire Badgers, because there's not a whole lot of damage other than the level 2 Void Eyes, and they're not going to be able to clear that heavy duty one in time. However, yeah, we see Efficient Light, we see improved firepower. Arptorious hoping to go into the late game, hoping to match the Giant Spec with the Efficient Light, and that's going to help. Like, he's probably not going to ever build any Giants, right? Wraiths are going to be the choice here. So with Efficient Light can just get more and more Wraiths. However, we do see that tech of range out faster this time for Blood. And an extra Wraith for Arptorious. So Arptorious is going for the extra Wraith instead of range. We'll see how that plays out. They are in headbutt, so range doesn't matter that much, but it might matter enough. We'll have to see.
Just wonder if this is the inverse case of the last one, right? Where,
Exactly.
Blood gets the one-turn tech advantage and could conceivably continue that all the way through the tech tree. For now, it's a question of quality versus quantity. Will the 2 Wraiths with items beat the 3 Wraiths without? They do, on the back of the tech, on the back of the item, on the back of the marksman behind them. That drops Arptorious down to 2872. Blood at 4,000. We go to round 5.
Yeah, one very important thing here, though. That round, I don't think mattered too much in terms of damage, but we see the level 2 on the Wraith for Arptorious, the one that has the Absorb mod, and Blood does not get that level 2. So this Wraith, you know, as it gets even stronger, it's going to do more damage, it's going to heal even more, and it just starts to scale like crazy. So getting a level 2 on that is very much, it's almost like a level 3 Wraith, basically, against level 1. We do see a crazy play here. Both the Stormcallers on the line, on the right side. However, Arptorious looks a bit better, right? You see this dead zone, the red circle? They're not going to shoot at each other. Oh, actually, just barely. I think Blood is moving it to be just kind of in the zone. But yeah, Blood has to fire and hit these fangs a little bit, and Arptorious just has a clear shot at the tower. Deciding against it last moment, and instead going for aerial spec marksman.
I think that's a good shout. Blood was in the aerial spec marksman himself. And it's going to let Arptorious get out to a 4th Wraith. Boom, 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 boom. And this Wraith is going to get to feast some experience off of the level 3 storms when it gets over there.
Potentially. It looks like it's going to the left. Yeah, it's going to go left. Storm's taking a few extra shots. By the time they get the tower, is there even going to be anything left on the board for Blood? This Wraith, this level 2 Wraith with Absorption just can't die anymore. Gonna eventually need to get a Melter or something here out of Blood. Thankfully he's Giant Spec, so he does have that possibility.
That level 2 Wraith did 37,000 damage. It's the gold damage dealer, gold kills leader, and about 40% of the way to level 3 already.
Redeploy, I love it. Yes, Blood, okay. I always say to everyone in my chat when I'm playing, like, redeploy, you guys, it's the best ability in the game. Mechabellum is the problem that you face in Mechabellum, right, is positioning. And having a spell that you can move things around and change positioning does a lot. However, I mean, you do need to have a place for it to go, I suppose. So redeploy is quite strong, but we do have a orbital being chosen for Arptorious. Basically saying, you know what, I don't need to move anything. I have everything that I need. Oh, going for 8 gun 2. Remember, like I said last round, extra damage is going to give extra healing and keep this Wraith alive even longer. So
Except for one little detail. The Void Eyes on the other side have electromagnetic armor. That might turn off both of the range and the 8 gun for our level 2 Wraith.
Oh, that's very
Is
cute.
that going to turn the tide for blood?
That's very cute. We're not seeing any shields out of blood. Still got 450 and some time to think. The shields are pretty much required here. If he doesn't shield, then we might get some pops on those Void Eyes and those marksmen. What? Saving 450?
Float for 450? Holy smokes, baller play from Blood. What does he have in mind?
He's not
Is
gonna
that a Titan
survive.
play?
Somehow those Wraiths get popped. That's unbelievable. So
They got detect and advanced into the anti-air range. He also had got very, very lucky in the marksman surviving.
yeah,
He's
blood.
down to 2450. Arptorious at 2870. Go ahead.
You're absolutely right. Blood getting a bit lucky that round. He could have taken serious damage. Now nuke is offered. Immediately picked by blood. Says, hey, I saved what, 450? I'll put 350 of it right into this nuke. Double nuke coming down. These players just wanting to beat each other up relentlessly.
A redeployment should save one of these wraiths for blood. Everything else can be in a shield. Arptorious trying to save the level 2 absorption module wraith with a mobile beacon and temp speed, high mobility.
And now we have steel ball? No, never mind. Yeah, here we go. So Arptorious now going wide. This is a great move to do on a spell turn where you have a nuke this turn. So obviously you're putting it into a position where there was nothing before. You're not going to get nuked there. It's fairly safe. And this beacon's going to probably be fast enough. Hopefully be fast enough. Save these units here. The shields are going to probably stay alive from blood and keep those marksmen alive. Marksmen are getting a really good farm. They're level 3. Or 2 of them are level 3.
I'm shocked Blood has not used the redeployment module to pull a wraith out of the predictable nuke zone. Maybe he didn't think the nuke was coming. Maybe he just decided to sacrifice them to the chaff clear over there. Healing Wraith does clear the nuke zone.
Oh my god, huge, huge nuke. Oh no, the Wraith goes down! The other Wraith is locked on, but with the tower down, it actually stays alive. Not anymore, since that marksman is going to get to level 4. Both players trading blows, but actually not a whole lot of damage being thrown down either.
All of the Wraiths die that round, so it's a minimal hit point damage. Blood down to 1960. Arptorious at 2870. You get a unit reinforcement round. Yet again, we are seeing the reinforcements on round 5 and round 8. It almost feels like they weren't randomized in this one. They've been right up front all 3 games, I think. Arptorious will take the 3 sledgehammers. There's also Mustangs, Worm, and Typhoon available. Blood also takes the triple sledgehammer. Makes good sense to me. That's a great mid-sized tank. Lots of levels available to both players. Let's see what they do.
Sledge pick, I think, was the best play for both players at this point. Arptorious is going to use them to try to slow down, excuse me, not slow down, but like distract on the flank there. So that level 4 marksman should theoretically not be able to lock onto that Wraith in the left corner. Oh, we see a boat, actually with Photon. What? Oh, to protect against the Void Eye EMP. Great play.
Makes good sense. We do have breaking news from the other side of the bracket. Egophobic takes the match, advances to day 3, beat Red Scare of 94. So Red Scare will be down, fighting his way through the losers bracket. That is not a name you wanted to see in the losers bracket. If you were going to have to fight your way through that, that puts even more pressure on these two. Push through to tomorrow by winning this game and avoid Red Scare of 94 unless he gets all the way to the finals.
Here we
Arptorious on
go.
far left.
It really depends on these marksman lock here. It looks like Arptorious is getting a better end of the deal on those locks. Does clear that absorb mod Wraith. And the other thing about the Overlord is it's very strong against Wraiths as well. But can be shut down by the marksman too. So here we go.
It looked like such a great choice. In fact, I'd say until there were about 30 seconds left in that round, maybe even 20 seconds left in that round, I thought Arptorious was going to win it. Instead, Blood pulls it out. He's got 1960, Arptorious at 2440. We get a haste module taken for Blood. He's going to match the Overlords with photon emission.
It's funny, that's the first giant, actually, for the giant specialist on turn 9. So Blood finally using specialist.
I do find that is one of the ways I lose as giant specialist. If I get sucked into a match where I no longer use my specialist, because I'm basically down 200 economy for that by being in a specialist I'm not using, and somebody else is able to leverage that minuscule advantage into beating me. It's happened to me enough times that I'm trying to be conscious of it now.
This flank on the right with the mobile beacon should be pretty decent. One thing I would like to see out of Arptorious is a little bit more later chat, like later fangs or something, because he's losing the late round to marksman. So if you had fangs that survived, they would help quite a lot. It's also difficult, right, when you have all this chaff clear in the Wraith.
Poochie points out that these sledges should just demolish the level 5 marksman that's on the flank there. Redeploy might be needed. And I think Blood's choice of the photon emission was specifically to play around the electromagnetic impact. I talked earlier in this about how important it is not to have text turned off on your Wraiths. We know Arptorious played around that with his photon emission. Now Blood's doing the same thing.
Wraith trying to come in here on that mobile beacon, but not getting the job done. Oh, but there's huge shots on these marksmen. Tower goes down. Both towers go down. There's so much damage on the board here. Is it going to be enough?
Is that enough? By 102 hit points, yes, it is. Arptorious through to day 3. Goes down 1-0, pulls off the reverse sweep, wins 2 in a row to get himself through to day 2 and avoid the perils of the loser's bracket. That went really well. I do want to point out the level 5 marksman survived in part because Blood threw down a whole bunch of sentry missiles on that side, but it did not. It got all the way through to taking out this Sabertooth, but eventually died. And Arptorious, very solid play by our European 2v2 champion. You're through to day 3, sir. You can crack a beer and enjoy the rest of the night. Congratulations.
Yeah, congrats, nicely done. So that means we're gonna see Blood up against Odyssey.
All right, I'll kick off ads and meet you in that room. Welcome to the Losers Bracket, day 2 of the Mechabellum Mini Masters Circuit 1 finale. Blood versus Odyssey. A winner moves on and continues playing tonight. The loser is eliminated. This is game 1 of a best of 3. Blood near side in blue, a supply specialist. Steel Ball Crawler, 4,000 hit points. Odyssey on the far side in red, a fortified specialist, 4,600 hit points. Sabertooth and Hound. With me in the booth, of course, Odds 01, Odyssey's brother. What are you looking to see from your brother in game 1?
Well, first of all, I'm pretty happy that he got, I mean, okay, I try to be impartial sometimes, but obviously I'm going to say I have a favorite in this game. I want Odyssey to win here. I want Odyssey to play his best. And I want to see both players play their best, obviously. But I know Odyssey as a player a lot more than I do Blood. And I see a Saber Hound pack, which is one of Odyssey's favorite choices here. And we see this kind of staggered, we see the start of a staircase formation here with the Hound. So already kind of sweeping back. He likes to have this kind of diagonal pattern to adjust the timing of when units interact with other units, so you can kind of be very quick to aggress on a tower, pop a tower, and still have some units safe kind of in the middle or in the back that can then take advantage of that tower debuff timing. But actually, we got like a spearhead kind of action here on the left from Odyssey, and then on the right side, Blood with Steel Ball and a Crawler Pack. The thing is, going Hounds into a player that has Fortified Hounds, it doesn't feel great, to be honest. So I'm going to give a bit of an advantage here to Odyssey, even though these balls are going to get that tower pretty quickly. What I mean by the fortified spec is when you... So the crawlers, typically with hounds, there's a breakpoint with crawlers, right? You can get a +1 on your hound, and it's going to always one-shot a level, like an unupgraded crawler. But when you have fortified spec, even a +1 hound will not kill a unupgraded crawler. You need +2. But then the fortified player can just get +1 defense and it nullifies it. So there's actually no way to get that breakpoint unless you have a higher level or unless you get a fortunate attack enhancement drop to essentially get to +3 attack. But that's pretty late game and really not likely. So in this case, that's why I'm favoring Odyssey a bit, just because the breakpoints are going to favor him. And he's actually going to lean more heavily into those hounds. We do see Rhino Assault and a Wasp Worm chosen. Blood going for the Rhino. So it should get that tower. It looks like it will get that tower. But if Blood doesn't have anything that shoots up, eventually those wasps will, do their job. We just have one Fang here, which never good to build Fangs into, or it doesn't feel good to have Fangs into Hounds, right?
Copium Fangs have got this. Trust all the way. Of course, there is nothing on the ground to stop that Rhino from running straight in on the tower.
Too much HP.
Tower debuff and then run away.
We do have a lot of chaff on the right side now from Odyssey that's going to absorb those steel balls. Hounds are great as acting as chaff in a way too. But oh man, that Rhino just kind of beats almost everything up. There's a lot of units left over here. The Fangs are a bit slow.
Copium Fangs have one job to do, and that is to take out the wall on the ground. But wait, why are you shooting the wall?
Well, that actually went, I would say, in Odyssey's favor, even though he lost that round, because there was a lot of damage on the board there, but it got cleared up by the wasps, so it prevented a lot of player damage. Wow, actually very quick Scorpion. Interesting.
For Odyssey, Farseer for Blood, and they both took those packs really, really quickly, as you said. So Blood reinforcing the attack, Odyssey reinforcing the defense on this side, does range his chaff clear. We've talked a lot about how common that is on round 3, and in fact, you see Blood doing the same thing. So if you are looking to bring your game up from, say, 800 MMR to the 1415 range, getting range on your chaff clear early and building out, look at how much chaff there are on these two boards already. If you're looking at the 1100, 1200 MMR players, they just don't have this much chaff this early, and they're not ranging their chaff clear. So that's one of the things you can do to kind of start building your boards early towards having good chaff and good chaff clear.
Mm-hmm. So tons and tons of hounds picked up for Odyssey with that range. I think is very, very strong. You'll notice Odyssey doesn't really build air defense until it's required. So he's not very scared. He doesn't think he's going to lose too much HP. It's still early in the round. He's got over 4,000. Doesn't care if an air unit comes down. Just builds more hounds. Wants to get those hounds to get as much XP as possible early on. Ooh, that missile taken down by 2 crawlers. That feels bad. Well, it looks like Blood is going to be able to take that round again. Farseer does help out.
It'll be Odyssey down to exactly 4,004 hit points. Blood's at just under 3,500. We go to round 4. Nano Repair Kit, Smart Marksman, Electromagnetic Blast, and Efficient Tech research available. Efficient Tech is the Econ option. Both players at this level take the Econ unless it is obvious that there's a better choice elsewhere. And that is exactly what you see them take. I've heard it said that the more techs you have taken, the less value you should put into efficient tech research, but I think you can kind of discount that level on the hounds, especially because they were each in it, right? So they're whatever techs they're buying over the rest of the game.
Yeah, basically how you want to look at it is efficient tech costs 100, and if you were to skip, you'd get 50. So that's 150 value, basically. So if you can get 4 more techs in this game, you're going to have an eco advantage. If you get 3, it's even. So both players are expecting to, hopefully, in their minds, get at least 3, but probably 4 more techs. And playing hounds, you do have to click a lot of tech buttons. So it's pretty good. It's pretty good to get efficient tech with hounds.
Yeah, you really do need 2 techs on hounds to make them an efficient chaff clear in a way that a lot of other chaff clear units can get by with just 1. Or I think you see 2 a lot of the time. And yeah, some people will run with only 1 on a part fight, for example.
Great oil. Just great oil. Yeah, very well done. It's going to get a lot of levels on these hounds, I think. Yeah, looks good. And
it'll be there next round. He doesn't light it on fire. I don't even think it would be beneficial to light it on fire next turn.
No, he doesn't need
Also
to.
leveled that scorpion, and he's dropped blood down to 2,300 hit points. Things are looking good for your brother.
Yeah, so not lighting the oil is probably the play here. Basically, there's a chance that Blood may decide to click fire extinguisher because he's going to be walking into that. But the slowdown is actually very good at helping the scorpion deal with the balls and everything else. So you don't really need to light it. So it doesn't look like we're going to see ignition there. And we do see levels on all these hounds, which is very good. Also, super heavy on steel ball. We got 24,000 HP per steel ball. So this pack has about 100,000 HP, which is really strong here. It's going to be trying to beaconing in on that left tower. It is only level 1. Going to have to go through these sabers though. 18,000. No, wait, hang on. Sorry, 8,000, almost 9,000 damage on a saber. Yeah, take several shots. Wonder if we're going to get a level on that saber or not. We do see Odyssey now trying to fill out that air weakness. He's just grabbing just a Mustang pack. It's going to help any flank on that side there. You can see he's positioned on the side of that tower, so half of it will get pulled backwards, half of it may still go forwards if there was a flank.
I think this back left scorpion from Odyssey on his left side is preparatory for the Rhino drop next turn, as well as being good into the steel balls this turn. Blood has already, he's mobile beaconing off to the other side. Will be 2 shots from this saber per super heavy steel ball.
That's pretty good though.
It is enough to get the job done. And that's enough for Odyssey to win round 5. Blood will be down to 1,086 hit points. Game 1 of this best of 3 in the losers bracket.
Efficient light, yeah. It's actually, I'm surprised Odyssey didn't go for efficient light there, but it looks like he's going to just try to win the game right now. So both players going for a skip. So we might see Mech Rage out of both players. It's round 6. Could be possibility. I actually see Farseer just clicking on burst mode, which is interesting. I wonder why that is.
Blood does take the Mech Rage this turn, as his Rhino dropped on that back left corner again.
This time Odyssey actually getting a missile down, so that's going to help slow it down. And the crawlers there, yeah, that should not be able to get to the tower. Do another level on that saber. $850 left for Odyssey. Blood has finished his turn. No beacon yet. I wonder if he finishes his turn, if she's thinking about where to beacon. It's kind of tough, going into these scorpions. They have range now. And that steel ball got shut down going in on the left too, so it doesn't feel good really going anywhere with these steel balls. I think in this case, Blood needed some kind of air, because if you look at Odyssey's board, all he has for anti-air is that one Mustang pack with no upgrades, no levels, nothing.
Come on, there's a Fang in amongst the left side.
Doesn't count. We do see a big difference here, though. Mech Rage for Blood and no Mech Rage for Odyssey.
Joining us in chat is Egophobic, who's punched through the difficult match with Red Scare of 94 to get to day 2.
Oh, here. And those saber teeth. So it looked like Blood was trying to overpower the saber teeth with those burst mode Farseers, but the saber teeth just said no to that. And Odyssey's going to take game 1 pretty convincingly.
Yeah, denied. Odyssey through to, ahead 1-0 over Blood. The Sabertooth punching through to take the level 2 tower with just enough hit points to survive. We talked about the Rhino going down on the flank. It was never a problem. In fact, doesn't look like it even popped the sentry missile there.
Yeah, it was a problem on round 1, but not later on in the game. What's important to recognize here is like Blood had been playing quite aggressively and on the line in all the previous games, and was able to always find some kind of way around. We saw some interesting like side flanks and stuff in the previous series, but in this game he was not able to find a way in to deal any damage to Odyssey. Odyssey was just kind of on top of everything.
You talked about that right at the very beginning when you said that Odyssey was setting up the staircase. And we can see the staircase built out here, where he's defending in deep from the one side, up aggro on the other, and it just made that work. So that was planned from turn 1. If this goes this direction, I've got it covered. That is something that Arptorious did not do when he had the crossfire or the spiral pattern. And Blood made him pay for it. Odyssey prepared to defend that. Had it covered all the way.
All right, I'll put players in chat here. I hid my chat already. I'm not going to see if they're going to say anything, but looks like Blood's ready. Odyssey maybe taking a moment to think about what to do in game 2.
Take a moment, stretch. Makes good sense to me.
Yeah, in these tournament series, right, when you have a best of 3, I think it's always good to. So Odyssey and I, we've competed in a lot of games for a long time, like StarCraft, Brood War, StarCraft 2. He competed in Warcraft 3 and stuff. We've kind of been playing in tournaments for the majority of our lives, to be honest. And we talk a lot in our past about how to like maintain composure in important series, how to stay focused and whatnot. And sometimes just taking a minute in between games, going and splashing some water on your face if you can. I don't know, petting your dog or holding your child can sometimes ground you, you know, and keep you focused like for the next game. Show you like, you know, if you're stressed out, it's just a game at the end of the day, and there's other more important things too. And, you know, try to not get too in your head. Right? We talked earlier about being too much in your head in Mechabellum, and sometimes having a moment there can help.
And it's just like any other sport where mentality matters a lot. You've got, you know, a pitcher, for example, might want to speed things up or slow things down depending on their preferred mentality. Welcome back to those of you that saw ads. We've got game 2 of this best of 3 coming right up. Spencerfist, I don't think that's how that works.
Funny enough, I just pushed enter to see the chat to see if something was up and why Odyssey was taking a while. And as soon as I did that and opened the chat, they of course started the game. So
nice.
So of course, yeah, I have to as soon as the game starts. I wish I could in the menu here while we're counting down. We have a minute 15 until the game starts. I wish there was a button here so I could go to the options and turn off chat at this moment.
Well, that would be really handy. Actually, if you hit return, you bring up chat. you can click on the little chat bubble in the bottom right, just above the question mark for bubble.
Oh my God, I love you.
And in fact, turn off during the 90 seconds.
Thank you so much.
Been doing tourney casts for a long, long time.
That's
You
so
pick up a few
helpful.
tricks. On the other side of the bracket, Red Scare takes match 1 against Dachshund. So Red Scare up 1-0, looking to advance to face the winner of this best of 3.
And we got about 20 seconds, and then we'll be underway here. Yeah, I'm gonna have to like analyze these packs right away. So laser focusing on these packs and try and figure out what's going on.
All right, I'll let you do that really quickly.
You want me to go?
Welcome to game 2. Blood near side in blue, Odyssey far side in red. Odyssey is up 1-0.
Okay, so packs. Odyssey's actually got a lot of choices here. We have the Hound Ball and the Hound Saber. And Blood going for Hound as well. This time, actually, Blood going in Hound. And this is like what I said last game, right? Fortified, while it's not exactly the best specialist in the game, in the Hound versus Hound matchup, I feel it's actually quite strong. So Blood maybe has a better pack in this. Actually, I'm surprised that Odyssey went for the sledges here. That's kind of interesting. Looks like he's playing a bit more standard. Maybe trying to throw a curveball into Blood's game plan. When you are up a game...
It's Blood that is near side.
Oh my gosh.
And standard.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Yes. That makes more sense. But even so, that could throw a curveball into Odyssey's expectations, right? Looks like
Blood has come out aggro in every other game thus far this evening.
Exactly.
Makes some sense.
And
but I think when you look at this pack, I'm in the Sledge Hound. I don't feel like that's an aggro pack, especially knowing that Odyssey would like to run aggro with the Saber and the Hound.
Oh man, I was going to say something and I completely forgot.
Sorry.
Missile spec here, is that going to play an impact? Possibly. Blood is spreading out all the units, right? So the missile's not going to be too effective here. Yeah, we see that start of the staircase as well for these hounds. So very, very similar to the last game. Odyssey, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Oh, right. So Blood last game, as we were saying before, he playing aggressively every game, and last game was trying hard to get in on Odyssey and find a way to break through, and Odyssey just kind of completely shut him down. Just had basically no damage taken. I think it was still over like 4,000 HP, so that could be a reason why we might be seeing standard out of Blood here. Maybe second guessing going aggro again, since he was shut down pretty hard.
Odyssey winning round 1, but not by much. Drops Blood to 4,700 and picks up the Phoenix very quickly. I did think that was going to be the Season 4 meta for sure, was a round 2 flying unit. It has evolved away from that a little bit here in Season 5, which is wrapping up. Season 5 ending in just a couple of days. In fact, the Season 6 packs, the Season 6 update will be just before our final of this tournament. So players will have a new meta to be adjusting to during that day 3 of this tournament. So that should be fascinating.
Yeah, as a player, I hate that, but as a commentator, I love it.
Absolutely.
It'll be a lot of fun. So back to this game though, we have Odyssey going with the Phoenix and Blood taking those marksmen. One important thing to point out, so Odyssey is flanking here on the bottom left, and he does run jump drive. So, and actually with that missile, it's actually going to be beautiful. He's going to be able to pop these fangs. Blood thought he was safe, but alas, was not. This is a great play with the missile spec. Can get in here, get that tower quickly, hopefully, and then be able to save that Phoenix later by using the jump drive.
Of course, during the tower debuff, everything is taking extra damage except for the shield bubble. Important caveat to that when you are expecting an early tower debuff. Sometimes the shield can buy some value. Not so much value into the Saber and Phoenix. Odyssey punches right through that, drops blood to 3,800, and adds a laser sight for, well, it looks like for that big Phoenix behind the two Sabers. He's also got a Hound leveled up, so it'll win the breakpoints against crawlers.
That's a good point about the bubble there under debuff, and I actually did not know that. So that's actually a real pro tip.
I try to please.
So Odyssey looks like he might be keeping that Phoenix there. Sometimes there's, the double play, right? You can, if you run jump drive or maybe you can sell or whatever, Odyssey's going to go for the same move, but there is going to be a marksman there this time.
If that missile were slightly over, he'd have picked up the marksman.
Yeah.
And actually won that again. Oh, that's unfortunate. He would have had to blind hit that marksman. And the marksman does his job, gets that side covered.
Obviously, there's a risk there doing it again, but sometimes, yeah, you just kind of bait it out, and sometimes you can get it because your opponent expects you to sell or move it. But Blood is playing safe. Blood gets that tower. He's going to get a good lock on those saber teeth. Now getting that other tower, there are only Phoenix left, and Blood's going to pick up the first round here. His first round, rather, round 3.
That drops Odyssey to 37.48. Blood's at 38.42. They're neck and neck here in game 2. Odyssey ahead 1-0. Blood taking super supply enhancement on round 4. That's almost a no-brainer. Take the econ advantage, especially in a match where you guys are this even. Nobody's expecting this game to end by the end of round 6. And that econ card will come good from round 7 onwards.
Absolutely. Importantly, we do get some marksman levels here. Both on level 2 is great. Hounds now getting range. I don't remember if that was last turn or not, or just now.
I had it last round.
Right. Yeah, always level 3, or round 3 rather. But we don't have that full staircase done yet for Odyssey. We do see some more flank action. Actually, we saw this last game too. We had the Hound down, and then the crawlers, and actually we're gonna have another crawler. Crawlers are gonna do really well in distracting the shots of these marksmen. So hopefully the rest of the units can get in here. I also want to point out, Odyssey is going into the defensive wall, which it kind of feels bad sometimes. Like the wall is 5 bodies that take shots, and if you got saber teeth, that's 5 saber tooth shots. That's a lot of damage.
It really did slow down this level 2 saber. One of the things I'd point out about that for people who do enjoy attacking the wall, secondary armament does very, very good work against the wall.
That flank took a long time to clear, but this bubble, I mean, he's not even shooting the bubble yet. Tower under threat now. He's gonna get the bubble, maybe? Really needs that bubble. Okay, great. Tower goes down. Actually, we're gonna get a bit of a reversal here.
This is a very close round. Not much damage is gonna be dealt here.
No way!
Wins the round by the laser sight Phoenix. Drops blood to 36.40, and he'll get a level into this Phoenix as well. It did 57,000 damage last turn.
I was not expecting that.
Again, we get the reinforcement unit on round 5.
Nice rhinos. Okay, so I favor Odyssey in this choice here. The rhino can potentially get that armor as well. Rhinos, actually, I love picking rhinos into Vulcan because the Vulcan does nothing to the rhino. And actually, we noticed that last round, everything was pulled to the right for a long time. So Odyssey is using that, getting that beacon, getting those 2 rhinos, and they should theoretically be able to get in on that tower quickly. They're going to bypass that wall, and those units are going to be pulled to the right, so it's going to actually create a little bit of a clearing here, and the rhinos might be able to kind of thread the needle right through.
It's that pie-shaped pull that you get with this back corner pull where
Yeah.
Everything behind the tower heads down here. Everything in front of the tower gets pulled straight. You just have a little wedge that is wide open. He's trying to exploit that. Of course, they won't get stopped by the shield bubble either. They can get straight in on tower.
We do have a crawler coming down on the right side here on the flank from Blood, which is actually going to make a lot of those units turn. Looks like the Saberteeth are still going to go forward, but a lot of stuff is going to turn back. But these rhinos, like, this is a perfect turn for this beacon because they're not going to turn back around. They're going to go right in on that tower. And I don't know, hold your breath. Let's see if they get in. Oh my god, here they go. Here they go. It's level 1.
Doing their best.
Oh!
It is not enough. The rhinos take the tower. The rhinos take the giant. Are they going to get to, like, you do get to level off of that high-level marksman down there?
Yeah, levels can be good on the rhinos, but it's also like, I don't know, do you keep going into it? Is it going to keep working? When it happens once, will it happen again? There is an important position here that the crawlers are on the right side of that flank too, and that hound behind it. So he's, like, Odyssey is already prepared for having a unit on that flank there. So was maybe already, like, expecting or hoping for a rhino drop to do this? That huge pull, and he's just, like, got this great sort of L formation here. In the last game we saw the staircase around the left side of the board, like the whole board. But now we see the L shape on the right and just trying to pull and have his way with Blood a bit.
Blood is going to try to defend that with some oil, slow this whole pressure down. Also put a sentry missile up near the line. That sentry missile is going to get eaten by the level 1 crawlers. And he's got a crawler pack of his own to try and slow things down as well. Add some steel ball to play into that corner, into that high corner, and try to get some locks on the rhinos.
Yeah, that's a good play from Blood. So here's the question is, okay, well, that answers the question. I was gonna ask, are we gonna see more rhinos from Odyssey, or what are we gonna see? And it looks like, yeah, he's gonna tech armor. He's gonna keep those rhinos. He's gonna buy a level 2 rhino on the left. So he is switching it up a little bit. However, Blood looks like he might be prepared for this. Odyssey throws in that crawler on the flank. It might pull the steel balls, but it looks like, according to the arrows, they should split. Is that going to be true? Also, will a level 1 steel ball have enough damage to kill a level 2 rhino with armor before it gets punchicized? I don't think so. Huge missile as well from Odyssey, that missile strike.
The answer to that question was a resounding no. The rhinos push right through, get the left side tower, but on the right with the oil lit on fire, things were going very, very poorly right up until the tower take. With the tower take, Odyssey is going to clean up that side as well. It's not enough to knock Blood out of the tournament, but Blood is holding on by a thread. 3,700 to 834. He's down 1 game to nothing. He's in a lot of trouble, folks. Ion Blast to try and turn it around.
Yeah. But Ion Blast is kind of hard to hit on an aggro player like this. Much easier for Odyssey to get a good Ion Blast onto Blood. You do see range being picked up for these steel balls, which is going to help a lot against these rhinos. 1 rhino is sold from Odyssey on the right side. Trying to divert attention now onto the left side. But you notice that last round too, like, because Vulcans are chosen, I think that's what Odyssey now decides, like, you know, okay, we click armor and we just go in. That's how he wants to win here. But rhinos, eventually, like, I think they do get shut down, so it's not something that you want to hang on to for a very long time. Hey, wait a second. Oh, 1 rhino was sold last turn. My mistake. So now... Oh my god, wasps!
Triple wasp. Triple level 2 wasps for Odyssey. I'm sorry.
Quadruple.
Quad level 2 wasps, because he's got the additional deployment slot. And I said the super supply enhancement was going to start paying off on round 7. It does give you the money to be able to do this kind of shenanigan with. Poochie says, okay, if I wish these Vulcans could fly and target 8 individual units, to be honest, and hit the air. Wait a minute, that sounds kind of like a different unit.
The thing is, this ion might actually be pretty good for blood, since all the wasps may fly through it. They were all deployed on the right side.
I hit a couple.
Oh
It's
my
the
gosh.
It's half of a pack there. But it is a strong set of wasps. Is it going to be enough to do 800 damage? He's lost the left side, Odyssey has. He's stuck on the tower during the debuff. The fangs are actually cleaning up here. This is why you buy some fangs, folks. Not just for the late tower arrival, but they can be so valuable against the wasp. We've talked a lot about why a comp can be really strong with, chaff, a tank, chaff clear, single target damage in the marksman, but the anti-wasp in the Vulcan marksman comp is the fangs. And if Blood hadn't had the fangs out when Odyssey went into the wasps, it would have been devastating. Speaking of devastating, an electromagnetic blast that hits almost everything up in the air is going to be pretty brutal.
Yeah, this is what I was saying about the scaling. So with the Rhino scaling, with the Wasp scaling, like Blood has a better late game board. Odyssey is going to need to try to find a win as quickly as possible here. We do see Mustangs immediately chosen, deployed with range and aerial. Can help shut down those wasps. They are level 2 though, so it's not like they're not going to be that effective. Like level 2 with shield, they can take a long time sometimes for those Mustangs. But if they get picked off by the Mustangs, they're also going to be giving a lot of levels to the Mustangs. Right, so
they're going to be disarmed from the shield with the EMP. This turn, they're going to feed the XP to those level 1 Mustangs right away.
yeah, that's true. Armor Hound. Okay, I like it. Because he's selling out of the Rhinos, which is his armor of choice from before to help with the Vulcans. Now getting armor on the Hounds. Horn Hounds, 60 at level 2, 120 damage blocked. It is enough to block those Vulcans. They only do 82 damage.
And that is important, right? One of the things that this was one of my theoretical answers to Vulcan. I couldn't make it work in practice because I wasn't getting enough levels into the Hounds early enough. But with a lot of levels on the Hounds, you really can get a lot of work done.
Steel Ball's got some really good locks. There's just so much stuff from Odyssey here. Attacking the tower, tower under threat, tower goes down. There's just a huge mass of units here.
They actually survived the EMP. The EMP is worn off. Odyssey has cleaned up the board. Odyssey has knocked Blood out of this tournament. 2-0. Well played, gentlemen.
Yeah, I think...
Red Scare has beaten Dachshund 2-0 on the other side. Odyssey 2-0 here. That sets up our final match.
So it's going to be Odyssey, Red Scare?
Yep. I thought this was going to be a bit longer. I thought that EMP was going to really shut Odyssey down.
Me too.
Shields were played very well, and the Wasps, by not teching into them, he didn't lose any additional techs, any additional investment. They just lost the shield for this one turn, and that went really, really well for him. Welcome to the Losers Bracket semifinal of Mechabellum Mini Masters. This is the Circuit 1 season finale. These two met in the Season 3 finals. They have both been knocked down to the Losers Bracket by Egophobic. They've both beaten everybody else they have faced. Now, one of them will be knocked out. The other will advance to Day 3. Odyssey, near side blue, playing a training specialist with Hound and Mustang start. Red Scare of 94 on the far side, missile specialist with a Tarantula Void Eye start. Of course, you can see both of these players in Mag 1. Here, you might have thought they were the favorites to come through and take it all, but one of them will go home at the end of this best of 3 series. With me in the booth, Odds01, Odyssey's brother.
Hey, yeah. So, yeah, this is a very important match. You're absolutely right. I'm very excited. One thing I am a bit anxious about here, though, because These Void Eyes, they're really, really strong right now. And I know Odyssey has been struggling a bit with Void Eyes. So maybe he's been practicing.
Who on the ladder has not?
Yeah, that's true. That's very true. So we'll have to see how this works. However, I will point out, so the Void Eyes are in a vertical formation here. It's a bit different than having, I think sometimes the sort of like aerial carry Void Eye is like a little bit farther back and kind of like spread out all around. I don't think I've seen it specifically in this formation, but I'm not saying it wouldn't work that way. I'm just saying it's interesting and it may change things a little bit. We do see the cast formation here from Odyssey. Oh no, the hound is a little bit too far left. The hound's too far left. The right hound, move it over. No. Okay, well, it's close enough. This is a formation that if you've watched my channel as well, I've been playing this a lot too. Odyssey and I play pretty similarly together. It kind of just happens when we play a lot together. The Mustang is actually quite good into the Void Eyes. However, when they're paired with a Tarantula, obviously they get crushed. So a little bit unfortunate there for Odyssey. And we do have a pseudo headbutt. Now, I don't call it a direct headbutt because a direct headbutt would be right on the line. And with the hound formation here, it's actually a mid-range hound. So there's actually some extra space. There is a mass-produced Wraith offered.
Improved steel ball taken for Odyssey.
That's
Where do you
weird.
think he's going with that? Is that something you guys have practiced?
No, absolutely not. He's freestyling here.
All right, let's go. Making it up as we go along. Of course, that is one of the beauties of the game. It is a open template for your creativity to be able to pair the cards. And it's one of the reasons we play the Heart of the Cards on our Fun Fridays. Being able to see what cards are valuable and in what situations. Being forced to take something you might not otherwise have taken.
I'm interested in this improved steel ball. I think so. Red Scare's taking some time. Mass Bruce Wraith is very good in headbutt, but yeah, goes for advanced shield. Like I was saying before, it's not an exact headbutt. So the ranges and things are a bit different, and having a Wraith may not effectively clear things properly, and you can have stuff farther back, a bit safer, and then you end up being the Wraith player trying to aggress into the other player, in which the other player, the defending player, can throw down proper anti-air, like we've seen before with the anti-air marksman. And it's much more likely that they're going to get their shots off. So yeah, we don't see those Wraiths picked up. Instead, we do see a Phoenix. Actually, two Phoenix, one for either player. Yeah.
And one is coming at an otherwise unprotected, it is level 2, tower for Odyssey. So
Yeah.
he's going to get that one. Is it going to be in time?
I don't know.
There's not much left on the left-hand side, is there?
Goes down, but you're right. There's still a lot of stuff left.
Round 1 went to Red Scare. Round 2 goes to Red Scare. Odyssey is at 3938. Red Scare's at 4600. We go to round 3.
Mass-produced Wraith offered again, eh?
This game is trying to give it to you guys.
Improved Saber offered. Actually, not really the better of the Saber. I know Odyssey likes range Saber, but
I actually like improved Saber because of reducing the attack interval.
Oh,
I
that's
feel like,
true.
Improved Scorpion is the one where the improved doesn't change the rate of fire, and therefore it is not actually the improved version of it.
You're absolutely right.
Red Scare is stuffing that attack on the right-hand side with a Crawler, Tarantula, and Phoenix. Odyssey adding a Steel Ball to the left-hand side.
Ooh, leveling it too. That's gonna be pretty good, I think. Improves Steel Ball, so we don't see this often. Improves the attack by 50%, HP by 30%, and I think most importantly of all is move speed by 3. But in this case, the move speed doesn't matter so much.
I was actually expecting him to throw down that Steel Ball on the right side of tower rather than the Phoenix last turn.
Yeah.
Since he had taken improved Steel Ball, that was exactly what I was thinking he was going to do. Because, hey, if you level it to level 2 and call that good enough, I'm going to get a Steel Ball in on it. It's not what he did.
Gets a lock.
See, work out. Very nice lock on the Tarantula on the left.
Oh, but we do have a level 1 tower here on the right.
I winced when I clicked on that. Heaps. It's a long 9-second debuff. And during that time, most of the advantage that he had from taking out that tarantula has gone away. He's now going to lose his left side's tower.
That one steel ball was alive for quite a while, and I think mitigated quite a lot of damage there, being able to kill at least 2 tarantulas. So not the
right
worst.
side Phoenix got like 26 kills this round by cleaning up the pack of crawlers from the back side and protecting the tower there. We get the unit reinforcement drop. There is not a bug or anything. This is on round 4, not on round 2. So we've got Melting Point, Stormcaller, Scorpion, Sabretooth, and Red Scare has taken the level 2 Scorpion already. I see, giving it some thought.
Yeah. I know sometimes he likes to choose Melter into this position, but I'm not sure. I mean, he's already into the improved steel ball. Yeah, okay. So Saber is picked. Saber also, obviously very good in Tarantula. Level 3 is going to be able to pop level 2 Tarantula, but it also is not very good into the Void Eyes. We do have levels on these Void Eyes, but no techs yet or anything. It's round 4. Okay, they are getting leveled now. Nice, we actually see this jump drive out of Odyssey, putting the Phoenix all the way on the top left. Doesn't look like it's going to be defended at this point. Wonder if that's going to work out. Right side is where that Saber is being plopped down. Gonna get an immediate lock on that Tarantula, but there is nothing that's going to be able to shoot up there currently.
Bucci's comment in chat says, Scorp's so disgusting here. How dare you invest in a unit before the drop? Of course, the Scorpion, a hard counter to the improved steel balls, and with the position they're in, as soon as the tarantulas have cleared, boom!
Oh gosh.
Back down in a single shot. Ugh, that hurts. A missile covered the flank jump drive Phoenix, and Red Scare is looking golden at the moment.
Yeah, the tower is a little bit too late on that timing there.
And of course, there's no upshoot left. Round 4 going to Red Scare. Odyssey will drop below 3,000 hit points. In fact, he's down to 2,250. Red Scare still at 4,600. We go to round 5.
Improved Overlord is offered as a possibility, but it's a bit late for Odyssey to go that route.
I would point out the steel ball production line will create improved steel balls, which can be pretty valuable.
I think we might see a skip from both players. Potentially Red Scare picking a Vulcan Descent for the left there, trying to get those Mustangs in the tower. It's only level 1.
Fortified Farseer, the Nerf My Farseer card. Odyssey taking the Vulcan's Descent, putting it in the middle of the back line. Red Scare goes for improved Overlord.
Yeah.
And slaps one out right away.
That makes sense. Red Scare's got a lot of health to work with. Improved Overlord is one of those units in the game that is like basically impossible to deal with once you get enough of them on the board. Once you have the techs and everything, then yeah, basically it's like a timer on the game when you get enough of them, right? So Red Scare has a lot of health to work with, so a lot of time.
More importantly, he's got the right tech bar for it. I was talking with Westmoreland, AWM, who won the weekend tournament and the midweek minis tournament Americas this week, both about why he had changed into exactly this tech bar, and his answer was basically, so that I have the techs that I really want if Improved Overlord shows up. I can still make my other Overlord strats work with it, even if it's not optimal for them, but this is what I want for Improved Overlord games. And of course, it also helps in any kind of Overlord v Overlord mirror. He won back-to-back tournaments with that.
Vulcan's gonna actually get that tower. Nice.
That's good tower timing. And that is going to let Odyssey win this round. It's not a shutout. In fact, he's taken over 1,000 hit points off of Red Scare, drops him down to 35-48. But as you said, There is now a timer on the game when enough of those overlords are out there, and would you like a laser sight to make the overlords even better?
So we do see some tech picked up on the trench, the HE. I think the saber teeth are actually really great here from Odyssey. You might want to click range at some point. Hopefully you can pop those tarantulas more quickly. But he's going to have to start thinking about how to deal with these overlords. And the problem with the overlord is you need two completely separate counters for it, essentially. Right? You need one for the big unit itself, and another for the potential of mothership. So we do have two Mustangs on the board already. They'll be able to help with if a mothership is ever clicked. But we don't have anything... I mean, we have that Phoenix, I guess. But there's only one Phoenix level 1 in order to deal with two overlords? Like, I don't think so.
Mustangs are level 2. They get laser sights for Odyssey, and they'll be sitting in under a shield for now.
Nice job. Okay, so you see there's two bubbles placed here to protect those Mustangs from that missile. And then he also picked up the Phoenix and moved it as well in case that Phoenix was going to get missiled. However, then puts the Hounds back down there, which are going to get missiled. So it's only so much you can do, I suppose, but protecting the key units there. Ooh, Missile Interceptor Sabertooth. This is interesting.
Missile Interceptor not great against Launcher Overload, but of course they do intercept some of those missiles, keeping some of them, but not all, from hitting the ground.
It might be effective enough because he's also building sabers into the tarantula, so it's a cheap tech, and he's not going to plan on clicking on any other tech buttons, I guess. I don't mind it. It can help, but there's a lot of damage still.
Did not help. Spoiler alert. Odyssey is down to 872 hit points, a Red Scare at 3,500. We've got the unit reinforcement drop offered on round 7, Rhino, Badger, Typhoon, or Wraith. Odyssey takes the Badger.
Yeah, that makes sense. Odyssey needs a bit better chaff clear.
And Wraith is just DOA on the against the
Absolutely.
Overlords, right?
Yeah. This can help the Fire Badger clearing that so that the Saber can get a lock on those tarantulas quickly, which then turns off the chaff clear for Red Scare. Besides that, Overlord, obviously, the Overlord, it being improved, does have extra chaff clear potential. Extra 5 meters of splash.
Well, yeah, that's exactly what I was going to say. Start the sentence at the same time. The extra 5 meters of splash gives them 12 meters of splash range. It's an underrated part of that improved Overlord.
Yeah, I'm just going to have to make a miracle happen here. Oh man, and we're seeing Scorching Charge on those Fire Badgers just right away. That's a very good tech. That's a tech that usually is gonna potentially win a round, and then you have to do something about it the next round. But there may not be a next round for Odyssey here. He's really up against the ropes.
Red Scare has also taken a second tech on the Overlords. They have range plus Launcher Overload. He's bought a third Overlord. I do think this is game 1 going to Red Scare.
Yeah, these Mustangs have to stay alive. There's a bubble. It is helping a bit against that first Fire Badger, but...
The Mustangs do have anti-air. They've gotten locks onto the Overlords. They are going to win the left side.
And right tower's level 3, so it actually stays like just long enough. But there's still enough damage on the board from Red Scare to potentially win. Oh god, it doesn't die! It doesn't die! And that's gonna be game! The 1 HP!
That Overlord had next to no hit points left. It is enough to win the round. Every little detail mattering in that round. Selling out, for example, selling out of the Saber on the right-hand side might have helped that Overlord push through just a moment quicker on that side. This tower being level 3 instead of level 2 bought just enough time for Odyssey to win on the left. Red Scare having the laser sight on this Overlord, not one of the ones in the headbutt, keeps it alive just long enough to win game 1. Odyssey on the ropes yet again. We've seen him claw his way back from a 1-game deficit before. Can he escape one more time? He's up against possibly the highest rated player in this tournament. In Red Scare of 94, it's going to be a tough ask. Red Scare moving to his preferred red side. Odyssey will be up in blue. Don't go anywhere. If you see ads, stay tuned. We'll be back in 90 seconds.
Yeah, we're gonna jump into this right away. And by right away, I mean there's a spectator delay, so you gotta wait a minute and a half
Exactly.
anyway for the ads and
Those
whatever.
just the ads are not missing anything.
Yeah. This could potentially be the last game of the night. Hopefully not, but
I'm hoping not.
a bit worried. But yeah, that was like really, the improved Overlord.
That one went on the improved Overlord card.
Yeah.
It is a very, very strong card.
And because Red Scare was winning in the early game, had leeway to choose that card, while RC did not.
I don't know. I think Odyssey could have taken it, but getting into the headbutt format would have meant that he was on a much narrower tightrope. Couldn't afford to make any mistakes on it. I think he did have the advantage by having the Mustangs in play already, so to have an advantage in the mirror from that point.
Mm-hmm.
But shake it off. Be done with that one. Forget that game. Got to be like a cornerback in the NFL. You might get beat once. You got to be like a goalie. They might have scored once, but that play's over. Only thing that matters is what's in front of you right now.
You're absolutely right. Got about 30 seconds till we get in game here, guys.
Mm-hmm. Oh, speaking of, I should put up a gamba.
Pray.
Back to those of you that see an ad between matches. We are ready for game 2. Just waiting for the final couple of seconds of this countdown. Welcome to game 2 of our Mechabellum Mini Masters Circuit 1 finale, losers bracket semifinal. Red Scare of 94 winning game 1 on the back of the improved boats. Odyssey looking to rebound. He's clawed his way out of a 1-game deficit before. Will he be able to do it again?
Let's hope so.
I hope so.
I would love to see a game 3.
You personally have a little bit more at stake. Odyssey, near side, has taken a quick supply specialist with crawlers and sledges. Red Scare on the far side, aerial specialist with tarantula and crawler, using the aerial specialist cheat to go flying on round 1 when you see that there is no upshoot from the opponent, doesn't have a Mustang start, doesn't have a marksman start. You can kind of guess that this is a safe play to do. I've been having a lot of fun on with Void Eyes being as strong as they are, with a quick supply, 2 Void Eye, and flying start. As people just don't see it coming, and it tilts some people. I've lost a few games with it, but I've won the games and had a lot of fun with it.
Yeah. To be honest, it's always a play you can do. I don't think it's that great, to be honest. You can get a bit of damage on the board, maybe you can get a bit of experience or something, but you lose a deploy in the early game, and that kind of feels bad. And you don't do much damage, right? Odyssey, though, it's got 3600 HP. Maybe it plays an impact. Maybe that's why Red Scare is choosing to do this as well, because if we can get damage on the board early, maybe Odyssey will be in a position again where it has to make a tough choice. However, yeah, quick supply spec is going to just grab those saber teeth, standard saber teeth, and then these vertical sledges, slow things down. So I would expect Odyssey to kill everything except for those Phoenix.
Yeah, Odyssey wins the ground game. The Phoenix prevent the damage for Red Scare. Also of note, Red Scare has sold one of the turrets. Odyssey has not.
Yeah, this would have been a lot of damage on the board actually, so...
Yeah, it's turned out really nicely for Red Scare. Now, he has given up a deploy by unlocking and taking the Phoenix on round 1. So he'll be able to deploy behind Odyssey for the rest of the game.
Phoenix does 36-37, Sledgehammer has 34-78, so yeah, the Phoenix do one-shot sledges currently.
Yeah, that is from that 5% buff on this 1.8.2.2 patch. Nice call out from Mabuchi. He says it's like we went back 2 years.
Yeah.
I do remember that being one of the very first breakpoints I learned.
There's that card again.
One-shotted. And Red Scare has windmilled it. Improved Overlord again. Odyssey, take the Improved Overlord. It's good.
I don't think he likes it, to be honest.
But he's facing an aerial specialist who just beat him with it.
I know.
He knows it.
I know. But it's tough, like, choosing Improved Overlord into aerial spec Improved Overlord. Like... I think he's shaking his head right now. This is offered. Yeah, he goes for the skip.
No.
Well, the thing is, so Ego says Odyssey doesn't pick this, he loses. But if he does pick it, he also has a disadvantage. So in either case, it's a lose-lose.
Yeah, he's down the 13% attack and hit points. But it's only additive, right? So it's 133% versus 120%, not multiplicative. I don't know. It's just I think at that point you buy the boat and trust that you're going to find an edge in the ground game, in the chaff clear, in the chaff war.
Well, we have Marksman picked up. There's no Overlords yet. So maybe we can get some levels on these Marksmen. If they get levels, it can be okay.
Yeah, Ecophobic says he thinks it comes down to which person's boats lock the other first, either way. That's what I think as well.
But it's just like the aerial spec gets the boats first. Like they get more stuff because they save $200, so they may have a bit more chaff as well on the ground, which means they're more likely to also get that first shot. So
yeah, but you had 200 floated or 200 available in the quick supply. You're not behind on that. Odyssey does win round 2. He's got Red Scare down to 3680. He's on 3400, and again, the clock is ticking. Red Scare skips the Wasp, takes 3 Hounds. He's selling out of the Tarantulas, so the Hounds are going to be the chaff clear. For Odyssey, what is your shout? What is your choice into this? That's a Hound.
Looks like Hound, yeah. Odyssey trying to overwhelm.
Chaff clear.
Yeah.
Win the chaff war. Does not matter what the main units are, win the chaff war, right? Right.
Now Odyssey's back into like the Saber Hound comp, so I think he'll be feeling a bit more comfortable, maybe. Hard to say.
Note that Red Scare had 550 and a deploy, winds up buying something else and not trying to get to the Overlord.
Does unlock it though. Saving a bit for next round.
Already. By the way, unlocking it now, he knows it can't drop anyways because once you've taken Improved of anything, that card can't drop in the unit reinforcements. So he could, if he's thinking about a turn where he might do Overlord plus Wasp or something, he might have wanted to unlock the other card first. But in this particular case, he's thinking, I know I'm going to want the Overlord, and I will want the flexibility to choose my other unlock based on what Odyssey has done this turn. Odyssey has bought Hounds, built out some chaff, some slow-moving chaff. We know fangs are good against overlords, although that extra splash we talked about in the first game makes a huge difference. Tower take on the right-hand side is pretty poor timing. Leaves the marksman dealing with crawlers over here.
Yeah, those marksmen gotta stay alive. Looks like they'll be okay.
Do protect the tower. They do stay alive, and Odyssey winning round 3. So he's got Red Scare down to 2,600. Is he on the right path after all?
Yeah, well, this is...
Gotta know those boats are coming, indeed.
Okay.
Smart marksman.
Yeah, two very, very key things just happened here. So redeploy, picked by Red Scare. Great for improved Overlord. Obviously, if they get a bad lock, the marksmen are locked onto them, they can move them around, save them. Importantly for Odyssey, getting smart marksman, extra XP. That's going to help deal with those Overlords when they come out. So leveled marksman with AA, they've got EMP as well. They got double shot range. Like, he has the techs on the marksman to deal with this. Providing mothership isn't click, but that's usually never a first tech anyway, or not at least teched on the round that the Overlord is picked. So doesn't need to rush into Mustang, for example.
Gotta figure the Mustang is coming. In fact, he is so committed to the Mustang coming, he has unlocked it already.
Yeah.
Love it. I know I'm gonna need this, and much like Red Scare, where he knows he's gonna need it, leaves himself the flexibility if there's some other need on a future turn, spends the unlock now. Also spending a missile to
two missiles
even,
yeah,
to try and keep this tempo pressure on.
Exactly.
Again, we talked about this is a game where the clock is ticking. Odyssey does need to win before around, say, 10 or 11. So he's trying to ensure that those marksmen get the locks that they need on big units so that they can feast the XP that they're going to need to destroy the Phoenix, to destroy the Overlords, to be relevant in this game, and of course keep the hit point pressure on Red Scare, which he does by winning round 4. He drops Red Scare down to 1768. Round 5. Odds, what do you expect to see here?
AA on marksman. Now that the boat is here, and there's still some other Phoenix in the air, it's safe to click AA. Out of these drops, though, I'm not sure. Odyssey may do something like Rhino again. We may see that trying to charge down a tower. Interestingly, the Rhino, if you have move speed, can sometimes move faster than the boat can actually hit them. So they actually don't take full damage from boats. It's kind of interesting.
You can see that with crawlers and steel balls sometimes, too.
Yeah, Storm, I mean, I don't expect to see Wraith. Wraith into Overlord feels quite bad. Farseer could be a good pick as well. He looks like he's got aerial on Farseer. It's probably the play. Yeah. Up to Farseer, very strong. Red Scare's... Go ahead.
I was going to say, redeploying off of this right-hand side and just making that left side stronger and stronger. He brought a Phoenix over last turn. He brings a extra Hound over this turn, adding an additional Overlord to it. He's just going to try to win the headbutt, folks.
Yeah, he does have a lot there. This is a good round to use oil, so we do see that out of Odyssey. And importantly, like 2 missiles as well, right? Odyssey's got to spend all the money, keep that tempo up, like you're saying, to prevent Red Scare from scaling these Overlords. And now he's got that crawler in front. He's going to be able to tank any missile possibility, although there is none from Red Scare. Actually, scratch that. Those were Red Scare's missiles. I thought they were Odyssey's.
Odyssey only had the 1 defensive on the right-hand side. Did have the running crawler, though, that ate, I think it ate both of them, right?
It ate one, and then the sledges ate the other. We have a lock now on those marksmen. Very good, very good.
Shoot again, gentlemen, shoot again. Quicker. They have done it. They have at least taken down the Overlords. Hounds are stuck in the oil.
They're going to get even stronger now. They both got levels.
Red Scare mired down in that oil, dropped down under 1,000 hit points. If he's going to make this come good, he's got to turn it around basically now. And
Mustang and tank production.
Mustang production.
Oh,
Efficient Giant. He takes the tank production that he took. Yeah.
Yeah, Bear like really wants Red Scare to stay in this game. If Odyssey can
Red
pull
Scare-
this off, it's gonna be. I don't know. Everyone in chat was like, "Oh man, Odyssey loses. He doesn't take that improved Overlord," but it's looking all right here for Odyssey.
I certainly felt that way. It is wasps for Red Scare
Yeah.
and fire badgers for Odyssey to try and light that oil on fire. Odyssey still doesn't have a Mustang on the board to answer the wasps yet.
Yeah.
Overlord's
Look at
taken
the
range,
Farseer,
so they're
but-
going to try and stay a little bit further behind.
Okay, Red Scare does have to pick Fire Extinguisher. So it's going to nullify that Fire Badger play. Yeah, Odyssey, I think, needs either a Farseer or Mustang or something. Oh, he's going to get more chaff clear. Okay. Yeah,
In the
I
chat,
see.
win the game.
Yeah, that makes sense. Level 2 recruited hounds, I mean, they're going to do really well. They can clear all the crawlers, they can clear the other hounds and all that other stuff pretty quickly.
That's almost like he predicted Red Scare taking the fire extinguisher, because he only needs these level 2 hounds if all of the crawlers survive. And of course, the only way the crawlers survive is if there is sprinkler from hounds on Red Scare's side.
But the hounds have range and they actually don't clear all of the fire. However, these wasps, they're all cleared up now, but
So much time. 2 marksmen left, 1 marksman left. Tower taken for Red Scare. And
It's
Odyssey takes out the second to last Overlord. It's the tank production Overlord, I think you were going to say.
yeah, exactly.
wins it.
The tank production wins that round. Enhanced module 2. Oh my god, what is
Enhancement
this?
module is so gross when you're in boats anyways, let alone improved boats.
I'm literally shaking my head right now.
I can only imagine how unfamily friendly Odyssey's headset is right now. The enhanced Overlord, now they have range and launcher overload. They're off and running. There's a second wasp coming.
Yeah, we're gonna need to see some kind of play against the wasp here. They do pick up shield. Yeah, there's the Mustangs.
Yeah, it had to be. Level 1 instead of level 2. Takes range but can't afford aerial. Well, I could afford aerial yet. I honestly feel like this round determines the game, and I know that Egophobic said that previous round, but this is, I think, Odyssey's last great hope. If he wins he can win this round and win the game. If he does not, I think then the enhancement module and everything else.
Well, players know that. That's why you see all of these missiles being deployed.
Yep.
You need to win on the
Players
ground.
alone. Yeah.
We do have anti-air on Mustang pick too. Look at all of these crawlers moving to that beacon. Amazing beacon from Odyssey.
Really opened things up to ensure that his marksmen were working on good single targets. His Mustangs were working on the wasps. He is going to win the round. Is it going to be 800, 900 damage? Is it? So
Oh my
close,
god,
but no.
35? Are you kidding me?
35 hit points and a dream for Red Scare.
Tank production.
Disaster for Odyssey. Another tank production line. Now, is there a Vulcan's Descent play here for Odyssey to get a
No.
shock knockout?
Both towers are... well, that's a level 1 tower, actually, on Red Scare, on the left side, but it is pretty well protected. There's a possibility it could maybe work.
Deployment module?
Yeah.
Question mark?
He's going to move that Farseer over. Yeah.
Ah.
Red Scare taking a long time to think here, actually. Maybe doesn't want to buy another boat? I don't know.
Did he take the Vulcan drop? He did. Playing it on back left with a unit down here to kind of draw and distract.
Oh God, that's
and the
disgusting.
oil to light all the Mustangs on fire. It's gorgeous. That is a beautiful play. And I do want Odyssey to see it coming and throw a shield over these guys, because he knows that Vulcan's descent is there. He might not see the oil, but...
Where did that... oh, the Farseer's pushed up to the tower. He's actually going aggro with this. Oh, those
Pretty good.
bubbles
An early
are
tower
not going to be
take.
good enough. Still, all those
Bubbles
Mustangs are going to die.
There. They just aren't covering the Mustangs. That could be decisive because it means all of those, well, not all of them. There is a new pack of Mustangs doing some work over there.
Oh, it doesn't light! It doesn't light!
Lit the oil? That is amazing.
The Farseer gets on the tower, it gets the tower right away. Holy moly. We've got a game.
I thought this game was over. This game might be over. Holy smokes. Just not the direction I thought.
There's a lot of units being produced, but there's just so much on the ground for Odyssey. It looks like he's gonna be able to push through this. Holy crap.
Done it. Those unbeatable, improved overlords. Beaten, going down. We get the third and decisive game of this. Incredible. Just amazing.
This Farseer was crazy.
The taking out the Vulcan on the left side was amazing. How that did not light, we might never know. These crawlers got just out in front, and the Vulcan rotated all the way around. It never rotated back.
Yeah.
And with a missile on this tower and a level 2 Farseer, Odyssey able to get the level 2 tower down on the right-hand side, use the tower debuff to win the ground game, and with the Mustangs surviving, wins the air game as well.
That was very impressive. And you guys doubted him.
Red Scarab
Forgot
says,
to click
"No,
range."
I forgot to click range.
Oh,
It's true.
that was
It's
crazy.
True. Enhanced range not taken.
That's crazy.
Lucretius is great. Now Bear Lake is never going to nerf that card.
That's right. Bear like nerfs based on win percentage?
Yeah. They have back-end stats that they look at.
I'm gonna do a quick ad.
Oh yes, ad break. Ad break. Last one of the night, guys. I promise. Stay tuned. You don't want to miss game 3 of this. I promise.
Oh boy. Egophobic says it's the same problem improved Wasp had. If both players take the card every time, then the win percentage is 50%. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
That's actually a really good question, and I asked Bear like that in an interview I had with him. If he was able to take to count those out for deciding the win rate of a card outside of the mirror, and he said that that was not actually something that they were doing. So that is a change I'd love to see them make to really identify the strength of cards, because, as you said, if both players are taking a card, then the win percentage obviously trends towards 50%.
Oh man.
Gentlemen,
I've got as Arptorious would say, nerd chills. The nerd chills. That
fun.
game was nice.
This is fun. This is why we do this. Players, you can start at your leisure there. Clint Leetwood says definite nerd chills here too.
So we're going the full distance here today.
We've had some great series. We've only had 2 out of our 6 series have been decided in 2 games. Love to see it.
Honestly, just taking a quick bathroom break here. So it'll be a couple minutes before we get underway. I wonder what we're going to see in game 3. You have any thoughts?
Improved Overlord.
No, not again. Anything but that.
Anything but that. I honestly, if Odyssey can beat it when that many cards went Red Scare's way in that game, that was pretty impressive. I don't know if he should be as scared of it as I am, at least.
Yeah, he played it like on a razor's edge, right? Played it correctly, got the tempo, spent money on missiles, spent money on the on stuff like that. He had a really good, the oil turn was really good. He had the mobile beacon as well with the crawlers. He was moving to the left and then decided to move to the right, and it ended up pulling a whole bunch of jank. So,
Odds, you need to invite the other casters before we ready up.
oh, my apologies.
Roxas, Spade, and Ragin, apparently, as well.
I don't have Spade.
We are ready for our third and a decisive game. Odyssey against Red Scare. Winner is on to day 3. Loser is out.
Sorry, Spade, you'll have to join from the spectator client. We have the match starting underway. We just have the minute 45 of delay.
I know it's so long. It feels so long. I understand and approve it wholeheartedly. I do wish we got a little bit of fun here in the at this client. Like you could certainly have the
Like a
two
little mini
players,
game?
for example. No, show the two players, show their MMR. Have a little bit of stat about them, hype the game up a little bit.
Yeah, that would be
You know,
awesome.
that's something. It's something. It only really matters to a caster, right? It doesn't really matter to the average player. Not a big value add, I guess.
I remember there was a game a long time ago. I don't remember what it was, but in the loading screens, it had like a little like race car game or something in it, like a top-down race car game. I think it was a PlayStation game. Maybe it was like I don't remember, but I remember that loading screen game was awesome. I don't remember the actual game.
All I want is my loading screen game. I love it. Give us a little. Which of these two cards wins head to head? Which of these two units wins head to head?
Yeah, a little trivia. That would be cool. I think Dota does something like that. 20 seconds and we're going to be underway here.
All right.
Ego says something an overlay could solve. Yeah, if we were like super professional, but we do what we can.
Here are their packs. Odyssey, Nearside Blue, Training Specialist, Speed, Quick Supply, Saber, Red Scare looking at Cost Control, Supply, Aerial, and Elite. Which packs do you like for the mods?
I think that they got each other's packs. I think Odyssey would have liked Red Scare's packs, and Red Scare would have liked Odyssey's packs here.
That's about right. This, of course, is the decisive third and final game. Winner is through to day 3. Loser is out. They've made their choices. Odyssey, a Sabertooth Specialist with Fire Badger and Crawler. Red Scare, the Supply Specialist with Saber and Crawler himself. So if Odyssey leans into the Sabers, we get a bit of a Saber mirror.
Yeah. Saber, Fire Badger, quite good actually. Fire Badger clears all the ground. Saber gets locks onto the other Sabers. Could be good. But yeah, hard to say what's going to happen from this first turn here. We do see Red Scare immediately selling out of the cannon, the Chungus. So most likely we were going to see him on aggro. However, he's kind of positioning the Saberteeth farther back. Odyssey says, you know what, everyone's playing these Void Eyes. I know he doesn't like them, but it kind of looks like he's going to go down that road here. Egophobic last week had something to say with those Void Eyes against the Odyssey, or was it? Yeah, last week, setting him to loser's bracket. And yeah, maybe Odyssey's been learning a bit, watching Ego's games.
If Odyssey looked at the bracket, he knows that Ego beat Red Scare. He might assume it happened with these.
That's very true.
And of course, we talked about that in that game of mine that you were coaching, where the Void Eye on round 1 into something big like the Saber or the Tarantula can really be the DPS that you need to flip that early round, even if you aren't committing to them later, if your plan is to go somewhere else.
Yep. Yeah, you don't have to be fully committed. That's true. We get an unfortunate lock on the Saber with 2 of those Fire Badgers, but the other Fire Badgers do well. But yeah, now there's no chaff left.
On the Saber, they killed a whole bunch of those crawlers, because the crawlers were running right around that Saber. But round 1 to Red Scare. Odyssey will be on 3,900, Red Scare at 3,700. We go to round 2. Unit
Double Fang? Yeah, Double Fang. That's good.
That's my favorite pack. Really is. Just give me more chaff deploys, please.
Yeah. I mean, you get really limited in this game from deploys. So having, you know, it's 2 units. It could technically be like a whole turn. Like you only get 2 deploys unless you pay for the 3rd. So having 2 right for free is like quite good.
And it's an underrated part of something like Saber Specialist, where you get that extra Saber as well, having that extra deploy.
Odyssey's gonna go into Phoenix right away. All these other games we've been seeing Red Scare going air early, but now the flip is switching and Odyssey is going air, and actually it's going to work out really well. It's going to clear the Sabers and the Arcs. There's nothing else that shoots up. Okay, we do see the Mustang. So Red Scare is cautious about air, but Mustang, you know, into Fire Badger, it's really, if there's no range, it might get in front. It might die in that Fire Badger. Have to see how this works out.
I'm very amused by the right-hand side, where we're going to have Fang versus Fang behind the walls or in front of the walls, one or the other. They're literally the exact same distance from them.
Oh, actually, Crawler should be okay this round with the Fang.
Crawler on the right side flank for Red Scare is what you're talking about?
Yes.
Changed the little thing I was amused by.
We will eventually get it, but there might be enough time for Odyssey to clear this. Let's see.
The Fangs buys a lot of time against a whole lot of things.
And
drop buys enough time against. But yet again, Red Scare is going to win an early round, put some pressure on Odyssey.
Yeah, not quite enough chaff clear. The locks weren't good enough.
Odyssey down to 3,100. And now he gets his Saber. Is he going to commit to it, or is he going to sell out of it? Both players take a missile strike.
That's a good position on that Saber. Odyssey, as we've seen before, he likes to do that shallow flank to protect the corner here on the Saber. Actually, he's going to the flank on the Fire Badger. He's going to try and pull that. He wants to get that Mustang dealt with. But because there was the missile strike offered, which both players did take, Red Scare has chosen to throw down a bubble, which is actually going to do a lot in preventing this flank Fire Badger from being able to do anything. Is he going to go for a tricky play here? Looks like he's got jump drive on the Phoenix. Maybe we'll see that put on the right and maybe a missile on that Fang on the right. No, he's going to move that Phoenix up. He's trying to dodge that. So instead of buying a bubble for 100, he picks jump drive for 100 and moves it. A nice play.
Dodges one on the flank, and he's doing that missile strike flank that we saw before. It is going into a level 2 tower, but it should win unopposed over there.
Yeah, timing is going to be important here. That level 2 tower is going to help quite a lot. The bubble is probably going to help a lot too. Bubble does very well circumventing or negating the Fire Badger. Only does like half or quarter damage or something to bubbles.
Shield is down, and the Phoenix is through. Drops Red Scare down to 3250. So Odyssey winning round 3. We go to round 4. And of course, he has that jump drive Phoenix out on the flank. Advanced offensive tactics to increase your attack. Vulcan's Descent. Additional deployment slots so valuable. Or an improved firepower control system if you're in Mustangs, which Red Scare is.
Yeah, so here we see the divergence. Odyssey going for more stuff. I think that is favorable in the long term. So I think Odyssey is, yeah, like I said, he's favorable long term. Red Scare going for that item. I mean, does have a level 2 Mustang that can start to scale, does have range, but I don't know. I mean, if there's so many more Fire Badgers being thrown down, it feels difficult to have Mustangs in this. And then the only chap clear really from Red Scare is those arc lights, and then praying that the Mustangs are able to clear stuff. And we got counterfire on Fire Badger. And armor on Arclight. Okay, armor Arclight. I actually love that a lot to help deal with these Fire Badgers. But the counterfire actually gets undone. But I was actually liking the counterfire because what happens is once those Fire Badgers get touched, they get extra range. And the Mustangs will lightly touch the Fire Badgers, and the Fire Badgers will get the extra range and just melt those Mustangs back. So has undone though. Just gonna get more units.
Correction from chat, Fire Badger is doing full damage to the barrier.
Oh.
It's just not doing it very quickly, right? Because the overall DPS is just so low.
Okay. Thank you, chat. I may be mixing up hackers.
Hacker and fire, yes. Fire is strong, or barriers are strongly recommended against fire because of the fact that it's small damage that does a lot of damage of its damage due to the splash. And of course, the splash doesn't help against the barrier. Odyssey pushing through to take the left side tower. The Mustangs will clean up for Red Scare eventually.
Ooh, guess level 3.
Round 4 to Red Scare. He's got Odyssey at 2,700 hit points. Red Scare's at 3,200. Winner stays alive. Loser is eliminated. We get a unit reinforcement. It seems like
Phantom Ray.
almost every time it's been on round 5.
Odyssey's gonna take Phantom Ray. Oh, Red Scare's taking Phantom Ray too? I was expecting Raiden actually. Phantom Ray seems strong for Odyssey. Getting armor, shutting off those Mustangs. Could be quite good. But the problem last round was actually not having range on the Fire Badger. If you saw, Odyssey's trying to push into that tower, and the Fire Badgers, they cleared all they could, and then they were kind of moving forward and not really able to do their thing anymore and clear the Mustangs. So if we're gonna need to see range or something. Yeah,
Odyssey is taking a long time thinking about this.
Yeah, really cool play out of Red Scare here, trying to go for that tower. It's only level 1.
Beacon into tower.
What the
Will
heck?
be a pair of level 1 rhinos for Odyssey. Now he goes to counterfire on the Fire Badgers. Despite seeing the armor on the arc lights, interesting.
Yeah, this is cool. I mean, Rhino is gonna do better against the Arclight, I guess.
He's got one rhino right on the armored arclight that's on the flank here, so that's a armor he can destroy. One coming at the level 2 tower. He's pretty unprotected against the Mustang and Phantom Ray beacon. That's just going to be a quick and free tower take on a level 1 tower. That should make this Red Scare's round, one would expect.
Yeah. That Arclight on the back right is also doing a whole lot of work.
And this rhino got so close to achieving his dream, but stopped and debuffed by the tower take. Red Scare's gonna win round 5. Where does that leave us? Odyssey down, down to 828 hit points. Red Scare's at 3,200. It looks like he's in complete command of that tower debuff play. Really, really well done. Obviously, Odyssey will defend against that now. But is the damage done? Is it too late?
Advanced missile being picked up is actually quite good, right? 200% means it's going to do 1500 damage. It can actually kill that level 2 fire badger. Sorry, 15,000. 1500? 15,000. Okay, so it gets scorching charge.
Yeah, one of the advantages in taking counter fire is that you do survive the sentry missile, and in fact you can have the sentry missile essentially engage your additional range for you. That is no longer the case. If Red Scare missiles out the level 2s, they just go down.
Red Scare now choosing to go onto the other tower, expecting there to be a defense. Odyssey has a whole bunch of these Phoenix, but there's actually not a whole lot of, I mean, like, I would want to have like a Fang or something in the way here to try and help slow anything down. Although it is coming in with a Mustang too. This is quite a big opening
too.
Oh, this is very scary from Red Scare. This could be game ending. Do you see mobility and enhanced range out of Odyssey? Actually, both players. Good missile from Odyssey as well. But the door is open.
With Scorching Charge, they actually survived the missile and went off to Scorching Charge the left side. I'm not sure that was actually good for Odyssey. Put a lot of fire in his own shaft's way. Red Scare is cleaning up.
A couple booms go off, but
over 800 left. That is all she wrote. Red Scare of 94 is through to day 3 of this tournament, one of the last 3 standing. Odyssey will come 4th place. You had a great run, son. Well played.
GG. Yeah, game 2 was one of the craziest games that I'd seen in Mechabellum in a long time.
It really was. That was epic. Memorable game. Red Scarab in chat says, I think counterfire was kind of bad. It made it easy to get stuck on the arc lights. I was surprised when I saw that he took it with the once he knew that you had armor on the arc lights. I think that was, I kind of agree with you that was a mistake there.
Yeah.
Well, it's been a good run, man. It's been fun.
Yeah, very well played to both players. Congratulations, Red Scare. Moving on. He's going to be playing next week, where we'll be doing the final week of the Mechabellum Mini Masters. Let's pull up our bracket. Whoops, wrong screen. There we go. So, you got the bracket up?
I do indeed.
All right. So, today we had, what do we have? Red Scare. Hang on a second. So, Red Scare against Egophobic. Ego won that. And then Blood against Arptorious. Arptorious moving forward with that. So, next week we'll be seeing the winner's semifinals, Egophobic versus Arptorious. And then down in the loser's bracket, go ahead.
In the loser's bracket, Red Scare of 94 beat Dachshund. We got to see Odyssey beat Blood 2 games to 0, I believe. Leading to the losers semifinals between Red Scare of 94. The Red Scare won the first game. Odyssey won the second game. Red Scare of 94 winning the third. He is through to the losers final. So there are only 3 players left going to day 3. Egophobic, Arptorious, Red Scare of 94. We'll be casting those games starting 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern on Friday, December 19th. Please join us then.
Yeah, it's going to be a good time. Thank you, everyone, for joining us tonight.
Thank you for joining me. It's a real pleasure to get to.
Just going to say the same thing to you.
With you. And I appreciated the coaching in the game beforehand.
No problem.
So
that
was a lot of fun having you in my ear and making a few decisions that I wouldn't have made otherwise.
I think also chat would agree with this too, but I think we've cleaned up a bit from last week. We're not talking over each other so much. I think we're flowing quite well today, so going to be even better next week.
Indeed, I look forward to it.
All right, thanks again, guys. That's going to be it for us tonight. going to be closing out, and we'll see you next week.
All right.